What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast. I am your host, Cody Adams, and I am here, the dude in glasses, Steve Crowley, and with Jacob Pierce. Guys, we are coming to you February 5th, 2020, post-deadline, and it was an active one. It was an electric week for NBA news enthusiasts and basketball drama. How are we doing after this frantic week?
I'm feeling good. I've had time to sit with the move. I kind of was more positive than a lot of people immediately, like the one we made, but it was a fun deadline in general. Just the Giannis move didn't happen, which was kind of what we were all waiting for, but I'm just glad that a lot happened in between and then the arms race. I feel like before this week, we probably would have said if Giannis didn't get traded, it would have been a very underwhelming deadline. But like a lot of unexpected things happened that really spiced it up, that made it very fun. It was pretty crazy and awesome, honestly. We stole the Super Bowl week yet again.
Yeah, I mean, the news was all over the place. We'll talk about it more in depth later on, but, the big names, some moving, some not moving. It seemed like the news just sort of came out of nowhere. Like, I guess that makes sense on paper, but nobody really saw that coming with a lot of these moves. But, Steve, anything on the deadline? How you doing?
Celtics do the same thing they do every year. They move in silence. Like, you don't hear anything about a move being made or like rumors about a move, and then all of a sudden it just happened. Like that happens every year with the Celtics. They did a lot of salary dumping at the end of the day today, which kind of sucks because those are guys that I liked. They might not have been the most productive or like get on the floor as much as they needed to, but like I did enjoy those players being on the team. So that's just kind of the toughness about being a fan. But the team got better, I think. I think that after sitting on it for a week or two, I feel like the team did get better. And I think our trade, I think, really signifies the team's going to come back this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Celtics, we were very active at the deadline, like you said, and it wasn't anything major, but like you said, a lot of guys who were bright spots to begin this year are gone. I think what we witnessed was sort of a masterclass by Brad Stevens, like a GM masterclass. The way he made the deal with Vucevic, where there's exceptions involved, and we somehow walked away with a bigger exception after it. Brad Stevens really, and he got us under the luxury tax. So it's just a GM masterclass, and we didn't lose any competitiveness, in my opinion. We'll talk about it more, but yeah, I mean,
Should they hit up
crazy.
Brad Stevens for the accountant 3?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He's an accountant, man.
Crazy. You want to know what the numbers are?
Listen.
As of June 15th, our projected salary and luxury tax was $540 million. As of February 5th, which is, what is that?
Today.
6 months later? No. 8 months later?
Sure.
You're at 186.5.
Jeez.
So you've cut almost $400 million worth of salary, and you're second in the East right now.
Just think about the because the Celtics are a corporation, right? Just think about the bonus Brad Stevens gonna get at the end of this season from Bill Chisholm, right? Like he's just gonna, that's his name, right? The owner, Bill Chisholm.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you did everything right.
Dude, speaking of Chisholm too, like the reactions of people like reacting to like a lot of the salary work, like people really think this is baseball, and they should think about it like John Henry. I feel like John Henry's really done a bad thing for Boston GMs, because the Boston media immediately is like, oh my God, he's trying to dodge the tax. It's like, you guys don't understand that getting on these aprons actually helps the team completely. It's not like baseball where it's all like just profitability type things. Like, no,
that's all for the owner.
Yeah, we're not losing. We're not losing the draft capital we might have, and now we can use the trade exception. It's like completely helps us build the team more. Like it was masterful. Yeah, Chisholm's not nickel and diming. It's just that the NBA punishes you bad if you're spending too much.
And also, second in the East too. So like, even if he is nickel and diming, you're still second in the East. Why the fuck are you complaining? It's not the Red Sox like at the bottom of the fucking barrel because they're nickel and diming. Like,
and that's exactly why I think it's so special in terms of a GM, execution, is that it keeps the competitiveness of the team going. You add something you needed. We give up Anthony Simons, who ended on very good terms here, I would say, and we're all kind of sad to see him go. Who played, but the similar situations, kind of both. What's going to be their future after the contract, Vucevic and him. So you add to the roster, you keep the competitiveness, and that working of the trade exceptions, the contracts, the numbers, trading, Minot and Xavier Tillman for whatever that I still don't know what we got. It's just sort of blank. I imagine it's like cash considerations or
Something
maybe
like
a
that. We had
yeah,
to
I didn't see
pay
any
one team
picks.
to take somebody. I think we had to pay somebody to take Tillman too, but he still comes off of our book somehow. I don't know how that works, but
Right. That's the financial aspect that we're all too. No, maybe Jacob's not. He is actually probably not at all. But me and Steve for sure are too dumb to understand what the hell's going on with the the
the
financial
contractual stuff with it and like what goes
yeah.
with this CBA and all that. Like, yeah, it's a mess.
It's crazy, and that's why Brad Stevens is going to have a nice bonus this year. So congrats, Brad. You killed it, dude. Yeah. Before we go further into the deadline, let's just assess the Celtics past week. Since you last heard from us, we're 4-0. We did the damn thing. And definitely had the game of the year last night against the Rockets when our entire team, Jaylen Brown didn't play. Who else was out?
How's
White.
no,
Literally
D.
everyone.
White was
No,
no. It was
D-White played, yeah.
Pritchard.
No, Pritchard
Pritchard
played.
was off the bench.
Jesus Christ! I forget. This is
Hauser,
not a good look.
and Brown didn't play, and then obviously we didn't have Simons either. So two of your best scorers and your best shooter didn't play against a team that's like a defensive stud over there in Houston.
And the Rockets were fully healthy besides obviously Steven Adams and every other injury they had. But yeah, I mean, guys, the 4-0 win streak, it was any takeaways. I mean, the Rockets one is like, throw it out. It's a great win. It's a great story. It's a compliment to the team and where they're at in terms of how they're going to perform on a nightly basis.
Well, that was a masterclass by Joe, I think. You start Ron Harper Jr., like his first career start, you put him against KD. KD shoots 1 of 5 with a turnover against Ron Harper for an entire game. Like, that was a masterclass. This is one of those games where you're looking at it going, like, Joe's got to be coach of the year. Like, he takes a banged up team on the second night of a back-to-back against a Western contender and just beats the brakes off them for 48 minutes.
Yeah, it was definitely a defensive masterclass stretch. I mean, we did face some pretty tough comp, but we've 93 versus the Kings, 79 versus the Bucks. Oh my god, 100 versus the Mavericks and 93 versus the Rockets. Which the Rockets are not good on offense. Obviously, Ime is more defensive coach, but yeah, it's like I think I saw some statistic. I don't know the exact, but like before this stretch of or like Joe in the last 2 years has held teams lower than like 94 points like 6 times, and like 4 of them have happened recently, I guess. Like he's in some sort of crazy defensive stretch right now, coaching wise.
Yeah, Missoula's definitely his odds going to shoot up there. I mean, who's coaching better than him right now in the league?
Fucking
Like,
nobody.
especially when you look at the landscape of it. The Nuggets are, they can't stay healthy, so Adelman's out. You got like Jamal Mosley. Nobody in the East is going to win it besides maybe I'm blanking on his name. The coach of the Pistons.
Bickerstaff, yeah.
Yeah. So
Even then, you're looking at the Pistons like going into this year saying they're going to make a big leap and like
Yeah.
for the taking. Like nobody looked at this Celtics team losing 5 out of their top 9 guys and going
and
all
Bickerstaff's already won, right?
probably.
Did he win one with the Cavs, or is he just close? I don't know. But he was in the top 3 at least. I remember like him being up there when they had that crazy jump.
It's weird. The narrative is 100% is going to be Joe Mass. Obviously, with the fact that they're missing Tatum. Obviously, the results are not where the Pistons are, but the Pistons are fully healthy. So it's weird how Missoula's not ahead of them. It has to just be based on the record.
The Pistons roster improved, if anything, after last year. And yeah, we had all thought like, yeah, like I guarantee if we look back at our episode, we had them like at least 2 of us in the top 3 this year. So yeah, they're doing what's expected versus Joe pulling rabbits out of his ass.
For real.
You know what Joe's record is on the second night of a back-to-back?
What is it?
30-13.
He does not let his boys show no effort. The usual back-to-back lull, nah, not in Joe's fucking clubhouse.
Yeah, if you're tired, don't play, or your bench. It's like if you're dogging out there, he's not that guy.
72% win percentage or something like that on the second night of a back-to-back.
It's insane.
I heard a story, or I saw a little blurb of a podcast. I think Pritchard was there, Derek White was there, and they were recapping a story about how during the offseason in practice, they were running drills, and Missoula was pissed with how the coaches were like directing the players, and he made all the coaches run while the players watched because the drills were not like performed to his satisfaction. It's like that's guy. There's no. I kind of love it. I just love that about him.
He holds
I can't wait for the book. The book will be lit, hearing all the stories of his locker room shit.
What do you think Sam Cassell would title his book? This motherfucker hip tossed me into the bench to get out of ref.
Yeah.
Man.
Tossed the shit out of him. I thought he was going to get thrown out of that game.
Dude, Cassell's, I was like, that's crazy. People got thrown out for a lot less. Cassell's got to be like damn near 60.
Yeah.
In his mid-50s at least. Like, he was playing in the 90s. Like, he was playing with KG and the Timberwolves at one point.
Yeah, I think he was like the steady vet with KG too.
Listen, I love the fact that
he was not the vet. He was running down the floor holding his ball. So
true.
he was not the steady vet.
That's true.
Jesus. Kevin Garnett's a less hotter head.
That team was crazy, dude. They'd spree well, too.
Jesus.
The book came out about that fucking locker room.
Yeah. It's kind of not a good look for Missoula to hip toss his coach. I love that he got so fired up and he probably was genuine. I mean, he's not going to fight him. Right?
No,
like, he's not going to fight him, right?
He was just aggressively moving him out of the way. That was all.
He just loves contact.
No, not gonna. I'm saying he's not going to fight the ref. So why are you like throwing your coach over your hip?
Four things he wanted to yell at the ref, and the ref was walking away.
I know, but don't toss an elder like gentleman. Like, don't throw an older guy
So
to
I
get
think
at
he
him.
just held arms and said, "No, off of me, goodbye." I think he was fucking eyes on the ref and seeing nothing else.
I also think Cassell said he tripped a bit, so that's kind of why he was stumbling.
I was going to say that he's a former athlete. He was fudging up a little bit.
Well, maybe he's not. He was like, "I'm not a bitch, dude. Don't call me a bitch."
No, I mean Joe and Vrabel just love contact, man. They're akin in that way.
See, Vrabel are making jokes on podcasts. He's like, I forget. It was something about how like, what would you give up to win a Super Bowl? And he's like, I cut off like 6 inches of my penis and leave her another 6. Leave her 6, you know? It's like, nice, dude. That rules.
Originally, he said that he would chop his dick off to win a Super Bowl when he was coaching the Titans. And now, like, somebody asked him about it. He's like, yeah, I'd cut off half, leave her 6.
Well, I completely botched his joke. Not nearly as funny when I say it. And also, very not true. I don't have 6 inches to spare. Yeah. It's cool. It's kind of cool to see Vrabel doing that. What'd you say?
So that's why he was a former all-pro linebacker. We talked to the fucking camera for fun.
I mean, that's busting with the boys, right? So
yeah,
and I think he coached both. Yeah, he definitely coached Taylor Luan. I think he coached the other guy there too. I don't remember his name, but yeah, Vrabel's such a stark contrast to like Belichick.
Yeah,
Belichick just a constant grump, never nice, even when things are good. It's like rare he shows emotion. Vrabel is like, he's just a dude. Vrabel's just a dude.
He's one of them.
And the guys love him, and so he must be like a cool fucking dude. If he's bonding with guys who are almost 30 years younger than him, probably. So, good on him. But yeah, anyhow, Missoula hip tossing his coaches. Celtics still winning, and JT is on the comeback. Anything else about the past week with the C's? I've been so wrapped up in this week, I completely already just put that in the rear view. It's because we're gonna basically have another team, different type of team.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really impressive getting those 2 wins in Texas back to back without Simons too.
Yeah, the Rockets game, huge. That's just a feather in the cap.
That was one we probably, we were going to chalk up to as a loss with everything going on and such. So it's crazy to get that win, especially in a dominant one too. That was just silly, honestly.
This is not nice to admit, but I did put the Rockets +7 or -7.5 in a parlay last night, and I lost. Thanks, team. You got it.
Pharisee in that lineup.
I saw JB and I'm like, we're absolutely losing this. We probably weren't going to win it anyways, but no. And it's interesting because it brings up a lot of problem. Maybe the Rockets are in big trouble here, especially now after the deadline has passed. But guys,
let's get to some deadline talk.
Anthony Simons and a 2nd-round pick for Vucevic and a 2nd-round pick. Financials aside, and the Brass Heaves Masterclass aside, what does this look like on the court?
I mean, we're pretty deep in the big man position now, I'd say, because now, like, we gave Amari, we're more confident in Amari now, bringing him up. So it's like, it's almost like We had Garza insurance, like Vucevic is like the better version of Garza, basically. I see it as, and then we got Nimi and Amari. Like we have 2 defensive stud centers and 2 offensive more stud centers. So I think it'll work well.
I guess we should just tie all these moves together. They're all related. So
Yeah.
the players in Vucevic and a lot of money and space for 27. Out Josh Minot, out Anthony Simons, and out Chris Boucher. Am I missing anybody?
Tillman too.
Oh, and our X-Men, Jesus. How can I forget? He was literally like after that deadline had hit, so I kind of wasn't checking the phone then. But yeah, X-Men, gone. Yeah, so we shed a lot of actually big man depth that we had, and we tighten up that rotation and add a stretch 3. And now we kind of are lacking in guard play, unless players like Ron Harper, or maybe there's a buyout player that we can get. But what we have apparently now, if Tatum's coming back especially, we can run jumbo lineups. If Tatum comes back, it's going to lessen the need for another guard, and we can just run this team out and see what that looks like. But now, currently, if Tatum even doesn't come back this year, we can run jumbo packages and not be beaten when the Rockets roll out Steven Adams, although he's gone for the season, Steven Adams and Sengun, or when they roll out Wemby and Cornette, or every team that you're going to be competing against for the playoffs,
The
no matter what,
Pistons move.
they're going to run double bigs. You're going to really struggle with that because we're small. Now we're not so small. But a lot of this is going to hinge on Vucevic's defense.
Yeah, agreed. I've seen some talk about him coming off the bench, which would be interesting for that, and it'd help the whole defensive issue part, like start Nimi and then filter him in as like a bench spark plug, which was obviously not guard ball handling, but it's funny to like kind of think that would be fitting in another like similar points per game bench player is Simons. And then if Tatum comes back, I've been seeing talk about Pritchard going to the bench, and he kind of was playing off the bench yesterday too. Maybe to get back. I was thinking last night that's Pritchard getting back in the flow of being the spark plug 6-man type guy. So like get Tatum back, Pritchard's on the bench. I mean, like you're saying, like the guard issue is not as much of an issue. And we weren't like the whole Simons talk too. Like we all love Simons, we fell in love with him, but with how well he's playing, we also know that meant we probably weren't going to retain him. So it's like we have a better shot at retaining Vucevic, and regardless, it might help us more for this year anyway. But yeah, it's funny the Simons conversations. We all went from knowing he was a rental to then falling in love with him, and then everyone would be kind of sad that he's leaving. But if you look back to how we thought at the beginning of the year, it's like completely checks out to a whole plan, basically. It went according to plan, basically.
This was the move that we all talked about at the beginning of the year. We've
talked about this throughout the year too. Like we said this like a month ago. We rehashed it. It's been coming. Like Vucevic has been rumored to us for a long time. This isn't the first time he's been rumored to come here. I don't know what it is with the rest of the league saying that we just love big white guys, but I guess that's fair. Yeah, I'm sorry. What were we just talking? I completely forgot. Jesus.
Well, one thing I do like about Vucevic, I mean, his defense isn't the best, but one thing is he's a defensive play stopper. Like he gets rebounds. Like he's gonna finish out that possession, and that's a problem that we've had this year. And that's one thing that in the losses has been glaring is the defensive rebounding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the last couple of games,
especially in crunch time.
Yeah, that's huge to finish out possessions. Like you're gonna play defense for 20 seconds, you gotta get the rebound. You can't be scrambling after an offensive rebound. That kills you.
I imagine he'll be out there a lot in crunch time.
I was going to say that, yeah, because he can shoot and rebound, which is like, yeah.
We don't need that on the court. It's just like he's 35, right? Like, can you tighten up your defense? And the thing about Vucevic, from all accounts, I'm not really familiar with him. He's obviously not from here, right? He's from Europe, and he's a buy-in guy. It's just, and Missoula's pretty tough if you don't play defense. So I hope he gets it, but I'm a little hesitant with the 35-year-old stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that at least helps our chance to retain. Like the way he's talking, like it seems like this move wouldn't have happened if he wasn't kind of, if you've been following his quotes all year, he's been kind of throwing a stink about how bad the Bulls have been over the last few years. So it kind of like he was pissed after there's a couple of times he's been mad after they've won close games that were garbage games. Like he's just been clearly like upset with his career. So like that does help me think that he'll not only take a friendly deal, but also be like willing to do the things to win. Cause it seems like that's kind of where he is in his career, which helps us for our case. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Plus, after this year, like you said, he's 35, 36-year-old Vucevic is not going to get a bag coming off of
No.
that, going to free agency. Simons, but the way he was playing this year, was going to get a bag somewhere else. So we can
Well,
get him
hold on.
next year, a good deal.
Before we move off Simons, I do want to bring that up. I wouldn't rule out Simons to find his way back here in the offseason. He's going on a lot of podcasts with the guys. Celtics Twitter was turning on him. I think things ended very well with him in terms of the organization and with the fan base in general. So he obviously can get a bag, although I don't know how many bags are getting handed out that much anymore.
Who knows? Yeah, it just depends. If he was on the trajectory of near sixth man of the year, probably. But yeah, you never. The middle market, the mid market's pretty weird. It's like year to year, basically. Like if you're gonna get lucky, if you're in the year that all these guys get the good deals or not, basically.
And the Celtics are gonna approach the offseason with having financially maneuvered enough to probably be able to offer him something that's competitive on the market.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say his tenure here is completely over. There's obviously a number that we probably walk away from. For now, we have Vucevic. And yeah, how do you guys feel about Tatum coming back?
Well, another thing about the Simons, the thing that I might agree with you on is the Bulls have like 16 point guards on their team right now. So like,
of course they do.
They might just tank his stock just because he might not be able to get minutes on the team. So we might be able to get him on a good deal in the offseason just because the Bulls decided not to bring anybody that's over 6'9" into the room.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I would love to see him come back, but I don't want him to like tank his stock. He should earn a bag. He's a hell of a player.
No, I want him to too, but I'm just saying the Bulls are just a bad poorly run organization, so he might just get being on the Bulls.
Yeah, I know. It's just like I really hope the Bulls aren't that stupid.
Well, we know they are.
No, Steve. Their type of stupid is more trending my way. They're gonna play him, and he's gonna win enough games to keep them right where they are.
That's fair too.
Yes, the Bulls are. Yeah, we'll talk about.
They're hilarious.
They're funny. Yeah, listen. I think this is a good ad. I've been more pro Vucevic historically than you guys. Obviously, there's glaring. It's not like we got Kristaps in his prime, but we're getting a guy that offers a lot more flexibility, even with Tatum back or not. And also before we jump, I asked, how do you guys feel about the chances of Tatum coming back now post deadline? You think they're higher, lower, same?
Yeah, I don't think we make the move if because like obviously we talk about retaining Vooch, but like I mean the thing is it did work out accounting wise, so it is that's the thing. Celtics, they can kind of be like, if he doesn't come back, we still saved all the money. So it's kind of a win-win regardless, but we obviously want Tatum back. But yeah, it's tough because we wouldn't get punished regardless because of the money moves. But I mean, Vucevic would make us a very serious playoff contender. So maybe they did that with that in mind.
I don't think that them bringing back Vooch made the chance of Tatum coming back go up. I think that the chance of Tatum coming back went up, and then we got Vucevic.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that they heard something from Tatum about him being ready to come back, and then they made the move for Vucevic. I don't think.
But we all saw the Haynes tweet, right? The Chris Haynes tweet about Tatum saying that he might not come back. He never made his mind up about coming back.
It was the same thing you heard on the podcast when you heard him talk. Was like he's just making it through it, and every day just working through it. But like they heard something from Tatum before they made this trade.
But don't you feel like it's already it's fishy? It's fishy timing for the tweet to just come out. Nobody was really asking for that tweet, to have him now all of a sudden maybe switch course so much later on than when it was obvious that he probably should have done it. It feels like and it wasn't just Tatum just saying that. He also said on podcasts about how the team kind of has a different identity now. And I don't know if it does feel like maybe I'm looking too deep. And I also still, maybe it's the cynic in me, but I feel like the chances of him coming back actually got lower post deadline, especially with all the financial maneuvers. And I know Vucevic is on paper win now, but I think the Celtics probably make this trade with the intention of signing him for 27, like signing him in the offseason on a better deal, bringing him back, and then we still have more money, and Tatum then comes back into it, and he gets a whole offseason to integrate with the new team.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's still no real need to bring him back. The Celtics are still winning games. They're still competing in the East.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of got worse.
I mean, yeah, I mean, or it's either that or he's like not as sure. So he kind of wanted to like, because he was so assured, like he was telling us he was coming back like 100%. Maybe he just doesn't want to like catch the flack now that I feel like he isn't feeling right. He's not gonna like get, you know what I mean? He wanted to temper expectations a little bit, maybe too. Like maybe he won't, maybe he will. He's just because the way he was talking, we were like, he is coming back. Maybe like he didn't want that. He didn't want to promise it all up until the date and then just drop. No, I'm actually not playing this year. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the Occam's razor of what probably happened is that, and I really hope this didn't happen, is that he probably woke up one day and is like, fuck, and maybe tweet something or whatever. And he's like, he's obviously taking care of his body so much that his team's probably like, listen, if it's anything, we got to shut it down. Otherwise, we could risk more of an issue. So maybe he woke up and was like, maybe I'm not coming back. There's a lot of mental aspect to it, I imagine, as well. I want him back. I want him back when he's ready, though.
Yeah,
so maybe
definitely.
I could talk myself into being like, let's maybe can it for this year, and team's good now. We're realistic about what this is, so let's try and reload here with this guy, these new guys, or this new space.
Yeah, I'd be like a tad bummed because I love watching Tatum, but I would not be frustrated or anything like that.
No, right, yeah, and I think that's all logical Celtics fans. You shouldn't be frustrated about guys' injury recovery, and obviously, the fan of me was the most disappointed if he doesn't come back because I love that guy out there, and he's a reason why I watch the team. So, but the logical part's like, it's when he's ready is when it's the right time. So, we'll see. That's the C's. Anything with the C's adding Vooch? Anything with Anthony before we?
One thing we didn't talk about, I guess the aspects of it is just like saving Nemi a bit. His body is nice to do, and then also, I mean, like we love Nemi and Luke, but they do foul out a bit, so it's just nice protection there too.
Absolutely, it's been such a like angel kiss Celtic season, solely on the injury luck. You know, for now, God, I don't want to tempt any fates. You know, like we've been Nemi. The fact that Nemi hasn't even. He tweaked his ankle and he was back like the next game or whatever earlier in the season. He's an Iron Man and he's playing his best ball for sure. Especially what was his stat line was crazy.
I think
he almost had a triple double.
I think he had 10, 19, and 5.
Yeah,
5 blocks.
He's a big.
Fourth night before too against the Mavericks. Like he's been killing it back to back.
But the fact that he is our sole like big rim protector, and he's taken that heavy assignment every single night. It's exactly what Jacob said. It's nice insurance to have another big who's talented in his own right. To
and Amari
help
too.
These out. And
Amari
and adding Amari, we didn't even talk about Amari. Hell yeah, I'm just very excited to see that guy further. I also want to see more Ron Harper. Maybe we got our own. We got Dylan Harper at home. It's just his bro, you know.
Yeah, it's so crazy, dude. I saw some tweet that made me so mad last night. I actually think I muted the person. It was like that Shy Goes person that's a Boston fan or whatever, but I muted them because they're saying that Brad's a bad drafter. I was like, I'm actually gonna fucking throw my phone in a river. What are you talking about? Look at our team right now. We've like done so well with late first round, second round picks. We have a team comprised of that mostly right now.
Our team is entirely our draft picks.
Yeah, except for like
almost yeah. Derek
except for like minor pieces, and even then it was like almost that was like a talent. That was almost a Tyrese Halliburton draft pick in a way. You know what I mean? Like that was like a talent evaluation, basically a draft pick in Derek White. But yeah, no, Brad is a fantastic drafter, shown by our absurd rookie this year, Hugo.
Brad's I think safely established himself as the best GM in the NBA. Maybe not Daryl Morey, who's the Thunders. No, he's the Thunders. Daryl Morey's the Sixers, right?
He's the liar, dude.
Daryl Morey's the liar.
It's what is his name? It's Presti.
Sam
Presti. Yeah, I get. They all have a relation somewhere to the Celtics, right? Maybe Ainge.
Presti's from like somewhere in Mass, somewhere off of Route 2.
Oh, okay, all right. Maybe that's where I'm getting.
He probably went to Harvard. He's smart as hell.
Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to insult you. What called you Daryl Morey?
That's a wild.
Complete opposite ends. One that just listened to James Harden at every turn and then lied to him, and then one that did the process right, basically.
But even Brad's hit on like Ron Harper Jr. Like, I was figuring out how he got to here. He was drafted by was he drafted? He wasn't even drafted. Played for the Raptors, the Pistons, and now he's on the Celtics. And this his brother gets taken second overall in the draft.
Second or
Why
third,
did he
yeah.
get? How did he get here? He's 24.
Been bouncing around in the G League, and we might have put him in our G League system and pulled him up.
We're fantastic pipeline guys. We really find G League talent. It's insane. I mean, look at Nimi. He was kind of a G League halfer when we got him. Like, he was splitting time.
Luke Cornett, it's all these guys. Sam Hauser was there too, right?
Yeah, he was through that. Same with I mean, Amari literally is the newest product, and then Baylor's been spent a little time there, and yeah, we use the Red Claws as well as any other team does.
Walsh, he spends time in the G League every year too.
Yeah. It's great stuff, and the fact that we can just find guys like Ron Harper, who might be a gem, like a true gem.
Garza too, dude. I mean, obviously we're Garza, Garza, no one wanted him. I mean, it's crazy that we just found him and turned him into a stretch. He can shoot threes now too. I mean, he could in college, but he's hitting them now.
And Josh Minot, he's no longer with the team, but obviously he was an electric find he was on a scrap heap, and now he's getting moved for. Actually, I don't know what he got moved for. Nothing, I don't think.
It's nice.
One of the trades that we made at the end of the day, that was for nothing. The Shams, we traded him to this person, and then it was okay, I guess we traded him.
Somebody wanted him. I guess that's enough to say, because nobody wanted him besides us last offseason.
No, we're starting to get the devil magic type talk, which is fun. It's like, oh god, the fucking Celtics pulled their 13th man. He's better than our best player somehow. I see it on Twitter all the time now. And it's hilarious. We're kind of like the Heat back in 5 years ago, where people talk about us that way, or just make anyone work. It doesn't make sense. And I mean, talk about someone that Joe might be in the talks with is Spoelstra. Spoelstra's a genius coach, and genius coaches can do this shit.
I mean, our last two coaches were homegrown guys, right? Well, I guess Ime was more. Actually, no, Ime was out of Pop. We can't claim him, but yeah. Anyhow,
Joe's in Rhode Island.
Charles Lee, 4 of the teams in the league have Celtics assistant coaches. No,
Hardy
Celtics related coaches.
Yeah, Hardy,
Charles Lee.
We lost someone a while ago.
Ime.
Yeah, Ime
doesn't count, but
Hardy sucked to lose. I really thought we really fucked up there, but now we have Joe.
Well,
whichever one of the Van Gundy's we had, Jeff Van Gundy, does he count? Because he's an assistant coach somewhere now too, and he was a director of basketball operations or something like that for us in the championship year.
It would count, but he's on the Clippers, I think. So no, it doesn't count. Sorry. Anyhow, moving on. Set from the Celtics. Great stuff from Brad, but Giannis, biggest story of the trade deadline. Giannis remains a Buck. Steve, you so tired from all the deadline nonsense?
I'm just tired of fucking hearing about Giannis and nothing happened, because we all knew nothing was gonna fucking happen.
Well,
I get so mad at Shams for fucking tweeting about Giannis rumors all the time. It's that's his fucking job. He's employed by ESPN. He's trying to get clicks. That's his job, is get fucking clicks. Just read the headline, use your brain, and go, okay, that was nothing, and move on with your day.
I don't think it was nothing, Steve. I think from everybody in the league, there was real smoke about him telling the Bucks, being like, listen, it ain't working out. Sometime last week.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I'm saying it was every couple hours you would get a tweet from Shams about oh, this is what they're thinking now, and oh, this is what Giannis is thinking now, and oh, this is what the Bucks are thinking now, and it's that's all just clickbait stuff to drive up clicks. But the original reporting about Giannis wanting out is still true. He's gonna get out this offseason.
It's is he? He did tweet a video. He tweeted that the Wolf of Wall Street video. I'm not fucking leaving. It's dude, what the hell? The heck's going on, Giannis? Stop.
He's just being a fucking weirdo, dude. It's so soft.
It's very weird.
If you're gonna request a trade, come out and just request a fucking trade. Don't do this whole fucking apathetic, oh no, I would never do that, but I'm just not happy. It's well, if you're a superstar, you're telling me you're not happy, then that means you want to trade. We all know what that means.
Yeah, it's exactly, I think, how Jacob said, is neither side wants to be well, I guess not, because I feel like the Bucks if the Bucks can't get what they want, they are trading a top 10 player, maybe all time in his prime, that they have all the they should get a hell of a return for that. And they shouldn't just trade him for Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby and whatever the hell you can scrape together. And you go into the offseason. But they're listen, man, we want to move you. you're not like, you're giving us time to like keep trying to find the best move for us. We're not going to force our own hand. You're going to have to do it. And he won't do it because of whatever reason. Maybe he thinks he'll lose Bucks fans. What?
Maybe he thinks it'll make him look bad. I mean, it's like
This ain't making him look that good.
the Bucks I don't think really give a shit. I think they're happy as a pig of shit. You want them a title, and they're all the smart enough Bucks fans know that, like, hey, they haven't built a good team around him in years, so like they know that they can't be mad at him for wanting to leave.
Yeah,
But there's
I
also
know.
like he's fucking over the Bucks organization by doing it this way because he has a player option in the offseason. So if they don't trade him, well, they didn't trade him now. So now, like, if he just decides to say fuck him, he can just like not sign the player option and be a free agent.
So the fire will really be under them. They're saying they think they can build a team around him. So the fire, I mean, that'll really make them be guns ablazing for that. That's for sure.
I mean, they're talking about maybe tanking for like a number one overall pick to try and get him to stay. It's like Giannis is 30, 34, something like that right now. Like,
No, like, so I think he's like 31.
is he really that young? Either way, I don't think that he wants to stick around and wait for like a prospect who's going to be 19 or 20 coming out of the draft to come into his own to build around him. Like, Giannis understands he doesn't have that many years left.
Yeah, I mean, that can work out. If you pick someone like Khan. Yeah,
I was going to say,
Yeah.
like,
You
you've
just have to
seen
draft
these rookies come out where they're like instantly Cooper Flag. Imagine if he was,
Yeah. Well, I thought the Mavericks were dumping all that salary and get rid of Davis and everything like that to make room so they could try and make a run at that Giannis, get a lot of draft capital from that Davis trade. They got like 4 first-round picks or something like that from that trade. So
there was a lot of maneuvering going on to get, because I think that the steam was real hot. It was just nobody wanted to. It's like an armistice, like arms race, Cold War almost. It's like, I'm not firing my silos until you do, or whatever. But nobody wants to look like the bad guy. Meanwhile, they are all going to end up historically looking poorly in this because we're deprived of Giannis playing relevant basketball again.
Yeah, the Wolves felt closest. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like it seemed like they just didn't want to give up Dante because they literally have no guards, and that was like really it. But they were like willing to give up McDaniels and Randall, it seemed. But they were at least seemed like they're making room for him. And then it fell through, and then they got Ayo at least. But yeah, the Wolves seemed like they were gearing.
now they do they make a move in the offseason for him, though? Is it like a sign and trade kind of deal?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Now that they have Ayo Dosunmu over there, do you think that they trade Dante this offseason to try and do a sign and trade for Giannis?
Why do you have to trade Dante? He's good for them right now. Like, why? That's a good playoff role player right there.
Because the Bucks want something good in return for him. And that was like one of the things that was holding them up from trading for Giannis is that there were a lack of guards. Now they have Ayu, so maybe they don't need him as much.
I don't have, you make it work with like McDaniels and Julius Randle's contracts.
I'm just
you can't keep all of them anyways.
Well, I'm saying like it's not for the contract; it's for the player because like McDaniels and Julius Randle is not enough for me to give you Giannis. Like I'm gonna want Dante with it too. Like,
no, no, I wouldn't do that if I was the Wolves. But I think the Wolves are fine with what they're doing. Their odds are they're the biggest increase in odds to win the championship this year. I think they're probably, Simmons said it, and I think I agree. They're probably the team with the third likeliest odds to win the finals this year. Now, after they added a point guard, probably the best one that was going to go, besides maybe Ja Morant, who was another guy who stayed with his team. So yeah, we'll see with Giannis. I don't know. It's getting tiresome. I agree with your original point, Steve. That it's like, all right, somebody do something. Let's do this thing.
I heard just a minor thing to add in the Wolves too. I heard there's a chance they do the Andrew Bogut thing, the Andrew Bogut rule, where they sign him back after trading him. So you can do that. You can trade someone and sign them back in the buyout market.
Wait, who? Conley?
Yeah. I heard
that.
that's a chance that he just goes back to the Timberwolves and adds more to the guards there after getting Ayo, which would be kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine Conley's career is probably over after this year. So
yeah.
You've seen a lot of people, a lot of fan favorites, we'll call them, being shipped out, like X-Man, beloved guy on the bench. Those stories have been coming out all year. How much this team loves this dude. Conley from the Wolves, Chris Paul gets traded from the Clippers. I mean, I know that he's on rocky waters with the organization. They cut him outright. How they trade him?
They didn't cut him; they just sent him home. That was their thing. Well, we're gonna pay you just to not be here because
We're going to pay you to be home.
how much we don't want you around. That's how much of a headache you've been.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was kind of just used as like all three teams kind of just like how you're saying how like you can like buy out a contract and not affect your salary. Like it was just all three teams kind of using Chris Paul to like make their money work in that deal.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of fan favorites being shipped out, but this fan favorite remains Ja Morant. And he is a fan favorite. I'm not being facetious when I say that. Memphis loves this dude, but they don't love him as much as Triple J because he got shipped right to Utah for what 3 first-round picks and a bunch of middling players. I guess they got like Walter Clayton in return, who's like a nice young player too. But Ja, Triple J, the Grizzlies. What do you got?
The return must have been garbage, is what I got. Like that they must have just been like, yeah, if we're trading Ja, we got to get something back, and it will just roll back if it's not gonna be worth it. Is how I kind of read. Like it seemed like they shopped him, and just they're not gonna take like the worst offer ever. His value must be really low.
Well, I think he probably get like whatever Trae Young went for, which I completely forget now. Cause his trade happened so long ago. He got pushed out of the cycle for me. But Ja Morant should not. Yes, Ja Morant should not be going for Kispert and CJ
McCollum, yeah.
So I guess it's good for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies fans probably should feel okay about that. Ja, we'll see. We'll see.
And they got a lot of draft capital. They did get some. They got the JJ draft capital, so they got some young studs to build around. Hopefully, like they said, they want to build around Coward and EDs, which is interesting. I mean, ED, I get the ED vision, but he's also only played like 10 games this year. It's kind of funny they said that. You don't have much tape, but
a big man with foot issues always goes well.
Yeah, I love it though. I like teams like being like, I want to try out the monster. I like teams being like, there's other ways to win, but yeah, we'll have to see it actually happen.
I just don't get why did Memphis give up John Conchar and Vince Williams Jr.? Like those seem like good players. Doesn't seem like
it has to be money. Jock Landale's a good player. He's having like his career best year.
Yeah, he played for the Suns for a little while too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean those all seem like pretty good players, and what they got back is, I guess, draft capital is what you really wanted out of that, because Kyle Anderson's going to get waived. Georges Niang's on his 3rd team this year. I don't know.
The minivan.
I could have sworn Taylor Hendricks was a coach in the NBA, not a fucking player. Like
he's a young player. I'm
Taylor Jenkins.
Got Walter Clayton Jr. and some 1st-round picks and a bunch of guys who are going to be okay, I guess. For
I mean,
they must own their pick, right? They must be tanking. Is that the way I'm seeing?
I think that's right. Yeah, they're obviously tanking, but they're keeping Ja, who probably will play very few games the rest of the year, right?
I figured they must be tanking because they're keeping out Edie a lot too. Like he had an ankle injury, then he was out 4 to 6 after 6 weeks. They said we reevaluated him, and he's out another 6 to 8.
They weren't tanking before this, I don't think. They were competing. They were competing on a nightly basis. They didn't look like a team that was going to tank, but obviously they got wind that they're like, maybe we do just fold it up. And Triple J goes on the move to Utah, which pretty good move. They kept Lauri Markkanen. Huh?
Utah's looking really good. I mean, you can run out Lauri and Triple J, and when Walker Kessler comes back, you can run out all 3 of them, honestly, if you really wanted to.
That and Keontae George, who's electric, and you still have Ace Bailey. It's like that team is going to be pretty good. Their defense is trash. Obviously, Walker Kessler comes back. They're literally, I think they have the worst defensive rating in the league. But you literally just added the depoy, and you're going to get Walker Kessler, who is a defensive rim protector. And the emergence of Keontae George.
And Collier now. Who had 22 assists. Isaiah Collier, who had 22 assists the other night.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
This team's going to be good. Will Hardy, I was worried about him for a bit because he sort of seemed like he might be on the chopping block because things aren't going well in Utah haven't been for a while. I mean, he has to be doing a victory lap now today. Drinks are on him tonight.
Honestly, in general, like Jazz, like other than obviously the usual suspects like Bulls and Kings, I forget exactly what the Kings had done. We'll talk about that later. But like honestly, it was a pretty smart deadline for some of these bottom teams. I'd say like the Wizards, I think did a pretty good job. Like Like we were talking about, like what they started the year with compared to what they have now. Like you could say AD and Trey are like not sure things, but they flipped Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum into that. So
Yeah,
and didn't
and we
give up
might as well
anything.
jump right into it. Yeah, AD moved to the Wizards after 29 games with the Mavs, right? Mavs, obviously, things aren't going well. Kyrie still on the team, still hasn't played. Cooper Flag is legit as fuck. And yeah, they gave up on the Anthony Davis experiment. Would you say that's too soon? Not soon enough? Right on time?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're like, yeah, we should ride Cooper's trajectory. I think and load up like with some young guys going forward, and maybe that's the thinking. But they still have Kyrie, so it's a little bit interesting there.
Cooper's trajectory is he's very good right now.
That's
And
fair. Yeah.
Anthony Davis can still be a top 20 player if a lot of things break right, to be completely honest. But and obviously Kyrie is Kyrie. He's never been a problem when he's playing basketball on the court. But they blow it up. I mean, Nico Harrison, they folded that experiment so quickly. That guy has to feel terrible. I mean, that guy will be forever infamous. I know Cooper Flag's legit. That's the only thing that's saving the Mavericks.
Basically.
But the Wizards, yeah, they had Trae Young, they had AD. They flip out of these awful contracts, Chris Middleton, then they get a bunch of first-round picks. CJ McCollum, they got off the books. No, they gave up first-round picks. Jesus, I'm sorry. No, right? Yes.
I don't think they're owned though, which is important because they're not. I don't think they're playing Trey or AD the rest of the year.
Yeah, okay. Dallas receives 2 future first-round picks. I didn't write down what those picks were. 3 future second-round picks, which second-round picks are just, they're nothing now. They're monopoly money.
Unless they're ours.
Well, right. Yeah, don't let the Celtics hit your second-round picks.
But I mean, they didn't give up any of the young core that you'd be sad about giving up, and they still have their own pick. They could get a top 5 guy next year to add to this lineup. It's pretty insane. Top
they
5,
have legit guys.
Pick. Yeah.
And Alexander Sarr, Kayshawn George. They have, and they're loaded with like young talent. They got Bilal Coulibaly. They got Bob Carrington, Trey Johnson, the rookie. Yeah, they're going to be good next year. Not crazy good, but they're going to be. Listen, they got the worst record odds from Vegas this year. So they ain't going to be that again. So good on the Wizards.
Yeah, they didn't give up either of their first-round picks either. They gave up a 2020 first from OKC and a 2030 first from Golden State. So
yeah.
they didn't give up any of their draft capital. Actually, none of the second-round picks they gave up were from them either. So
they gave up a 30th pick. That's what the Thunder pick's a second-round pick in disguise. It's a fringe pick.
You're going to give Anthony Davis the rest of the year off. Be like,
you can just talk to Sarr. Like, I'm so happy for Sarr's career. Like, hopefully he can like become even better at defense, like working with Dave.
This is going to be jingoistic of me, I believe, but can he actually physically talk to Sarr? Does Sarr speak English?
I don't know.
He's French.
He must at this point. I mean, like you're playing in an NBA court trying to communicate with other players on the team. Like you definitely speak enough English.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kayshawn, they're going to get great shots next year because of Trey. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Good for the Wizards. Finally, a good Wizards team would be such a break from the past 20 years, basically.
Yeah. I know. It's nice. It's nice to see franchises kind of flip and yeah.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot, especially with them retiring or having the John Wall. They haven't retired his number. There was a discussion about whether they should, but having like John Wall night and bringing him sort of back into the fold is that's good karma right there. So good for them. Cavs swap Garland for James Harden.
I mean, it's lateral move at best.
Lateral move for who? I don't think the Clippers made a lateral move.
Both teams made a lateral move. Well, I guess the Clippers. It depends on how you feel about Darius Garland's health because he's never fucking healthy. So it's like he's on contract for the 2 or 3 years, I think, on a max contract for a guy who doesn't play more than 40 games a year. So it's kind of like, if you're tagging, it's a great move. But I mean, like the Cleveland's problem has never been a regular season issue. They're paper tigers in the regular season. They choke in the playoffs, and you got an all-time fucking playoff choker, James Harden, who you extend is the same money as Darius Garland is. So
the regular season has been a problem for the Cavs this very season.
Have you guys been seeing the smoke where it seems like they're almost trying to position this as a move for LeBron in the offseason?
Yeah, I can see that too. Get Harden in there, they're friends. Like,
yeah.
the trade off Mobley in the offseason to free up space for LeBron to come in.
I think it's a great move by the Cavs. I cannot let the slander keep going on. I know it's not probably going to win a championship, but anytime you could take
That makes it out of the second round after this trade.
do I think this makes it? Yeah, I mean, the East is so
You
up for
think they're
grabs.
an Eastern Conference
Maybe.
Finals team with this trade?
I'm sorry, what?
You think they're an Eastern Conference Finals team with this trade?
This year is a particularly easy year to do it for the top flight teams in the East.
And do you think that they were an Eastern Conference Finals team before this trade?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think I could see them play the Knicks.
You
Huh?
didn't
I'm
get
sorry, what? Well, no, I thought you meant at the beginning of the year. No, during the season, I've realized that, like, this isn't really working out. Garland cannot stay healthy. They're clearly missing something. And he's the most... You're not getting rid of Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's hoop is balling out. You're not getting rid of Mobley because of what he could provide for you. And Jared Allen just had a fucking, 40-point game or something like last week?
Woken up to.
The thing I do want to dispel, though, is the whole Garland health thing. He did play 75 games last year. He made the all.
He's only did that 2 times in his 6-year career or something. I looked it up.
Yeah, he had 69 games and 68 games and 57. Like, the worst showing he's had in the last 5 years is 57.
He also doesn't play. The playoffs don't count in this, right? Like, he's not healthy for them in the playoffs either.
Maybe, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't think he's as injury woes going forward as a young 26-year-old as people say, though. Like, I think he could have a career and not be injured and, like, could be a future guy for the Clippers.
He's having foot problems, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, like Simmons said it, and I don't know if there's any truth to it, but, like, they're trying to create this special type of orthopedic pad for his shoes because his feet are so bad.
But the thing is, he was 20 point per game all-star last year on 75. So it's like, obviously this year is a different thing, but he's not historically that injured. Maybe the playoffs, like you're saying, but also that doesn't help with the James Harden conversation either. But he's been a solid cat, honestly. And the drop-off in production happened with Donnie coming, like I was saying. Like, he had his best year the year before Donnie. You come in, you bring in another 6'1" guard. Like, it's not going to help Darius's game to be a shooting guard next to that or a point guard next to that. I just don't think it worked in the Cavs because of having 2 6'1" guys, but I don't think is as much of a Garland issue as people make it out to be.
And the Clippers absolutely are with you on that, and I could see the argument for that. Like, the guy possesses real talent. Like, and he's 26. He's not whatever, he's not 35, James Harden's age, or he has a lot of growing to still do. It's just that it has not been good, and his health and availability when you need it hasn't been very good. But James Harden's playoff performance stinks too. So it could be a lateral move, Steve. It could be what it is, which they added a better player who's more available.
But if you want to keep him, you have to sign him to an extension, which is going to be the same amount as keeping Darius Garland was. And then
if it goes poorly this year, why do you want to keep him at all?
I think he has a player option next year, so I think you're stuck with him unless you decide to trade him again next year. And at that point, then you're just... Well, I guess you didn't really give up much to get him. You just gave up one player in a second. So
I think the Cavs sneaky were winners at this deadline with what they did.
But if they don't
didn't
win
just
this
add Harden, they added.
What if they lose Harden at the end of this year, though? What if they don't win and then lose Harden, and then they would have had Garland going forward as like a homegrown product that's a 2-time All-Star? I feel like it's only a lateral move if you succeed in the playoffs the way you want to. Otherwise, it's tough because you just mortgaged your future a bit. Because Donnie, I've heard rumblings of Donnie wanting to leave if they don't do shit either. So it's like, man, if you just punted on Garland, who you could have had as a kind of guy into his 30s, and you just kind of threw it all away for 1.5 year of James Harden, it's tough.
That's what they did, though. They made a move to get better now for Donnie so he doesn't leave. Donovan Mitchell.
I just don't think Harden's the guy you get is my issue. The thing is, I don't think trading Garland's that crazy because they're 2 guys, but it's just like for what you want to do, it's tough.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. The Cavs might fizzle out in the playoffs again. James Harden might, whatever. I just think it was a good move for them. It just I can't shake it. We'll see.
Let's see how it works out.
Yeah, I don't know how Harden and Donovan Mitchell fit together.
I mean,
They're both pretty ball dominant guards. Like, Garland was good at playing off the ball a little bit more, I feel like, than Harden is.
Yeah, Harden would definitely have to change it up. I mean, Harden can do that well, but he would just have to change his ways from what he was just doing in Clay for sure.
They're going to have to figure that out too, for sure.
Definitely
But Garland, but also you can't get a rhythm with Garland. He's only played, 18 games?
Yeah,
26 this year.
18 points, sorry. 26 games, 18 points per game.
Well, one thing that is good about this trade, though, that I am behind you on, Cody, is Harden's a great creator for big men. Like, so I think this is really going to help out Jared Allen and Evan Mobley a lot, because neither one of those guys is very good at getting their own shot, I don't feel. Like, Evan Mobley's okay at it, but like if you rely on him to do it by himself too much, like it just turns into a shit show. So having Harden out there to set those guys up is going to be great. But
It will be nice to get Hoodie up Garland out of here too.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing. That's another thing for Harden, because he doesn't go off ball so much. I think maybe this is the Cavs signaling, like, hey, Mobley, if we want to win now, Mobley can't. He just can't create his own stuff enough to the point where we need it now, and never could. So we got to get a guy in here who could set the table better for them. And I'm not gonna, like, the one thing I'm not gonna question is James Harden's offensive capabilities. That's literally what he does. It's everything else is the question mark, especially as we go into the playoffs. So
yeah, and how it works with. I mean, like him and Kyrie did work. I mean, oh my god, for the 9 games they worked well together. But like yeah, it'll be interesting to see that, because they'll have to change the guard and play up a lot to fit both of them.
yeah, absolutely. Hornets at Kobe White.
I wish we did.
Carolina native.
Me too.
I like Kobe White.
Kobe White. Charlotte receives Kobe White and Mike Conley, although I think there's some rerouting via teams throwing their hat in the trade as we go along here. So I don't know if Mike Conley Jr. is Mike Conley, right? It's not like Mike Conley's
right?
He's not so old already that he has a kid in the league.
No, his dad is like, wasn't his dad was like some athlete that like actually dunked in a dunk contest back in the day. I remember seeing that. Like he was like a track athlete or something. Remember when they had that weird dunk thing where like Mark Henry dunked? Like they had like a kind of a
Mark Henry?
Yeah, they had like a celebrity dunk contest at one point, and like Mike Conley's dad did do it, because I think he was like a track star at the time or something.
Deion Sanders dunking in that one too, I think, right?
Maybe even Randy too. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up because Deion, but I don't know. They should do that again.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be sick.
But no,
What'd you say?
What do you say, Steve?
So that'd be way more fun than what the fuck they got going on now. We got fucking Jackson Hayes who assaults fucking mascots and his girlfriends.
Jackson Hayes is in it?
Yeah, he signed
There's
up.
no way he's going to be in it.
I
He's
think
not going to be allowed now.
We have like 3 big men in,
Oh,
or
yeah.
2 big men in it right now.
There's only like 3 or 4 guys that have like committed to doing it, and it's like in 2 weeks. So I think they might have to have him in it.
Yeah, but they might, Adam Silver would do the shadow commish thing and like have a team sign, what's the goddamn white kid's name?
Whoa,
Mac McClung.
Guess who signed him?
The Sixers.
No, I'll give you 3 guesses. They're Eastern Conference team.
The Magic.
No.
The Hawks.
No.
The Pistons.
No.
The Pacers.
Hornets.
No.
The Raptors.
No.
The Knicks. The Nets.
This is the dumbest team that could have signed him out of all of the Eastern Conference teams.
The Wizards. Steve, there's 15 of them. Come on.
The fucking Bulls signed him. So they could have another fucking guard on their 10-man fucking guard roster.
I can't wait to watch their next game, for real.
A super small lineup.
No, but the Kobe move, I think, honestly, is more significant than people might think. I feel like that's them really solidifying the whole LaMelo on the bench thing. Because before they were rolling out Colin Sexton for that, who was like Kobe's just kind of a better version of that. I think so.
Kobe's a better Sexton, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they're kind of like, all right, we like this little move, because they've been kind of rolling with it with LaMelo off the bench.
They're going to be in the playoffs.
I really like Sexton too. I wish that we could get our hands on him at some point.
Where did he even go?
Chicago.
He didn't get moved after? God. Jesus, dude.
Yeah, to Chicago. So we can't even touch him either until fucking next year, unless they waive him.
They're gonna have to waive like fucking someone.
If they waive Simons, or we get Simons.
I mean, we didn't talk about it. I mean, bio candidates.
I have them all listed over here too.
Who's the main ones?
I saw Lonzo, obviously. Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas
Which
is
one?
interesting for us.
Which one would you want more?
Probably just Cam because for what we actually need.
Buyout guys.
It's risky.
Paul,
I know.
Cam Thomas, which I don't really want. I mean,
And you want Chris Paul?
No, I don't want either of them. Cam Thomas, the guys can't get off the bench on this team because they can't play defense. You think Cam Thomas is going to get Kyle Anderson?
What? No. What? We need a guard. See, we don't need another.
I'm just reading off the fucking ones that there are. Right, there's 3 more: Chris Middleton, Mike Conley, and Lonzo.
I'd want Cam Thomas out of all of them, just because I think he addresses a specific glaring hole we have now.
No, I would want Lonzo before I'd want Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas just is like the most inefficient scorer I've ever seen who doesn't play defense and doesn't pass.
And Lonzo has never been a scorer in the league.
Yeah, it's tough.
Lonzo can play defense and pass and ball handle. That's all I need him to do on this team. I don't need another guy who's going to take 19 shots and score 19 points. Like,
off your bench, you definitely do.
No, that's why.
Where's the bench offense coming from? Peyton Pritchard alone?
Yeah, that's what he does every year. He won 6th Man of the Year doing it last year.
Steve, you realize you need another consistent scorer off the bench. You can't just have one guy that can shoot, and like Luka Garza and Hugo.
And Vucevic now?
Vucevic might not come off your bench.
Well, then even better than we have a better starting lineup. We don't need that much scoring off the bench.
We need scoring. I mean, Jacob.
Yeah, probably. It depends on the Tatum thing.
Specifically guard offense. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why it's disappointing we didn't get a Kobe White or an IO.
No, I mean, if Cam would take like this $5 million again or something, because I would do it just to try it out, see if we can. I mean, like he doesn't have the same attitude issue, but like someone that was we just transformed a guard that couldn't defend. So who knows? That was Simons before he came here.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to doubt Missoula's. He might not be a buy-in guy, he's not a culture fit.
That's really it.
Cam Thomas this year is averaging 15.6 points on 40% from the field and 32.5% from 3.
How many games has he played?
24.
Okay, he's getting a lot of sample size.
We get a lot of DMPs because like they were just like, we don't fucking want you.
Well, they also drafted 6 guards.
Yeah, that was also not his fault. I can't blame him on that one.
Yeah, they're like, we want to try out Igor a little.
So he's good. So they're like, fuck it, you're not gonna play over him.
Plays 24 minutes a game, getting 15.5 points a game. Getting the line 4.5 times, which is better than basically everybody on our fucking team.
Yeah,
that's surprising.
Shooting 5 threes a game, which the Celtics like, but he's only hitting 1.5 of them.
That Joe Mazzulla doesn't care. You gotta get, as long as you're getting clean looks and you're firing them, just do it.
Let Nemi start pulling, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, Joe would love Lonzo's passing and defense, but he might throw a fit looking at a shot for him.
Also, guys, Lonzo just might be cooked.
Yeah,
like, straight up.
You're giving up on him, but I love the way he plays. I think he would fit great in the system.
No, I like Lonzo.
He lost his job to Keon Ellis.
Keon Ellis is playing great this year, right? And Keon Ellis was just a part of a major trade. So
yeah, to his team, right? He lost his job literally to Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. Like he might just be done, and that sucks to say, but his injury history is longer than the Bible.
Sad.
I don't know. I can't get behind Cam Thomas on this team. We have championship aspirations.
No, I get you. I mean, this is the buy-in team of all buy-in teams. It's a motor dependent, but you never know. You gotta trust Joe. Maybe, I don't know.
That's the hesitancy. That's the only hesitancy I'd have for Cam Thomas. Otherwise, I would be like, of course, he's 24 and he can score the shit out of the ball. Maybe not as good as this year on a really bad team, but maybe worth a shot.
He couldn't even buy in enough. He literally signed a minimum, and all he had to do was buy in enough that he could play, so that he could go try and get a good contract, and he couldn't even do that. So I don't see him buying into coming off the bench for this team.
Maybe he won't. Maybe he won't. Well, not. We won't know. The Celtics stand pat. I'm fine with it too.
Yeah.
But speaking of guys, Celtics were linked to. Well, actually, let's cover the Wolves get IO. We already kind of covered it. But the Bulls basically traded their young good guards for young good guards, and got 2 second-round picks in exchange. So they're going to be good enough to be right at 500 this year. But I guess the big thing for them is that they got Vus out of there, and that clears up room for more Buzella's time, and maybe they're kind of slow rolling the tank.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
This is brutal to watch over there. I feel so bad for Bulls fans. Like, they don't deserve this.
This is karma for MJ or something. They had it too good.
Problem is, we're so far fucking off MJ. MJ won his last title 30 years ago. None of the fucking 90% of the Bulls fans now never saw MJ play. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Io, hell of a player. They give him to the Wolves for basically Rob Dillingham and 4 future second-round picks. So
I don't know. Wolves fans must be pumped because they kind of did a silly trade for Rob, like that pick. I think they like traded up and like lost an asset or something to get Rob Dillingham. They're kind of recouping that mistake, it seems, which they're probably pumped about.
yeah, they punted on him. Now they have a real point guard. So good for the Wolves. They should be feeling real good about their chances going forward. But speaking about chances going forward, Pacers, they add Zubac, the guy that was linked to the Celtics probably with another European white, big guy. So he had Celtics buzz. But Indiana receives Zubac and Kobe Brown for Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 2 future first-round picks, and a future second-round pick. Honestly, the Pacers gave up a lot, but they got a really good a pretty elite center. So this is obviously a move for next season.
Yeah, they'll be pretty serious if they do well in the draft. Like
they have their picks. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
gonna draft a top 5 guy to go with Tyrese. You're getting your bench play. Obi Toppin hasn't like played this year, so you get some guys back, and yeah, you have Siakam playing well. So good for the Pacers.
great
I
trade.
take our situation any day, but this is what you do if your guys if you don't have the team to be the 3rd or 2nd seed.
Yeah. The Pacers are they had a game plan and they stuck to it. They're like, we are tanking this year and we are not rushing our guy. We're going to look ahead. We're looking ahead, but we know you're good enough to compete, but don't.
I mean, I thought Zubac, but I am very happy they made up with Vucevic because the price for Zubac is crazy high. Like, I don't know if Zubac is worth that much of a haul.
He would be to the right team, and the Pacers are the right team. He like any team in the West that would like the Lakers. If the Lakers had any amount of assets to give, he would be like their number 1 guy. Which is funny because he played for them already. Was drafted by them, I believe.
Yeah, we always talk about our guard. It improved massively because Nemi and guards end up being legit the whole year so far. But the team that has the worst front court depth would be them for sure. So they need anything like they just have J Huff and like other dudes right now. J Huff is fun though. I hope we don't get deprived of his minutes.
And the biggest thing for them is they got rid of Miles Turner. They don't have to deal with that anymore.
Dude, the Miles Turner, I was hate watching a little just because his whole quotes about the winking at the crowd and being like, yeah, you guys wanted to trade me forever. And then he was on the block all trade deadline this year.
I mean, the Bucks fans, it's just like when we talk about just circling back to Giannis, because Lord knows we can't go without speaking about him for an hour. I mean, the Miles Turner contract is really going to fuck you up, like, immediately. So, yeah, I mean, Giannis, just ask out, bro. It'll be fine.
Dame's money's on the books for another couple of years, too, because they fucking stretched him and waived him, so...
We all get it, Giannis.
They paid $20-something million a year for a guy who's not even fucking there. It's like, Giannis, just ask out, please. Just say, I want out. It's 3 words. You can do it. I know your English is good enough at this point in your life. Like, come on, you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of cutting ties, Golden State cuts ties with Jonathan Kuminga. Trade him to Atlanta with Buddy Hield for KP, our guy. Wow. Which team do you want to start with?
I don't know.
The Hawks. The Hawks are like what? Well, the Hawks are like they got off KP's contract. Great. That's good. That's obviously was never going to work, and they're not doing great this year. Underperformed, but I think they're looking like we got something here with Jalen Johnson. Let's like go into next year and see what we can do with it. Golden State, Kuminga was fumbled from the jump. Steve Kerr admitted it in a post-game presser about him being like, we were trying to compete. He needed a lot of time and space to develop, and we just couldn't give it to him. So that's why, and he just didn't fit here. So that drama's over. the team and Kuminga lost on that one. So sweet. But Golden State, I mean, this has to be the end of the end, right? Like, we're coming to the final stages here. It's Steph Curry. This is a punt for sure. Kristaps on paper is a great player. He's transformative. He's still good. He just can't stay healthy, and he doesn't play.
Yeah. He hasn't played in a month from illness.
This is
It's
their final
awful.
thing at the fucking. This is their final puncher's chance at doing something. Is all this is.
But this ain't gonna save him. A move that would be like, hold on, let's really try and save this is to try and get like a Giannis, but they don't have. Obviously, they didn't have anything enough to get him, or getting like, I don't know, who am I thinking of? Oh, geez, like a Lauri Markkanen or something. Like, this is not that move.
Or like
This is a
Triple J.
move where it's like, yeah, this is a move like, oh, we're actually trying to save it. No, this is like, you're gonna ride this guy's contract till he runs out.
Yeah, why didn't they do Triple J? I mean, I didn't see that linked at all. Maybe because of the Grizzlies Warriors beef, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's sad. It feels like almost like it's a funeral obituary trade. It's like
They could have matched that offer. They could have offered probably more than the Jazz offered.
Yeah, it's
They have
kind of confusing.
first round picks too. Like
Kuminga would have been like the better get alone would be better than what the player was what they sent back.
and then there was a lot of smoke around Draymond going too, and he's like, somebody asked him after his last game, where it's like, this could have been your last game, and he said, fine, I mean, what a fucking run it's been. Like, it seemed like everything was going towards, they're just gonna fold, but they kept them. So this is obviously like they're just folding it up. They're running out the string, and that stinks for Warriors fans, and it stinks for Steph Curry, and it stinks for the regular fan, because Steph Curry won't be playing relevant basketball. And Steve, you get more credence towards like, maybe this front office actually sucks.
Oh, Brian Rollins and the Bucks was in the Golden State Warriors system too at one point, and they cut him for nothing.
Yeah, they traded Trace Jackson-Davis, who's like 27 and like a good player. Their squad is so old and so injury riddled. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I know. This move, after the Jimmy Butler deal, you'd assume they're like, all right, let's get a running mate for Steph to ride the regular season out with, and like, you know what I mean, like get to the playoffs. And it's like, you got a guy that, like, if your team was so set up to get to the playoffs and hopefully he's healthy, then you know what I mean. Like, that's what Kristaps should be, like a piece, like to maybe play in the playoffs, but not rely on him to carry the regular season, which they need. They just lost Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely. All bad for both the Hawks and, I mean, the Hawks, I don't know, imagine Kuminga's of any benefit, but we'll see.
Warriors minutes are going to come in on that team.
I mean, yeah, Jalen Johnson, they're not giving up on Reece Sachet. It's that's a weird move by them, but I think it's more of a let's get off KP salary. Knicks, somebody in the front office was like, guys, we really have an issue with point guard defense. Our guy's 6'2". He's probably even shorter than that. Let's help him out. And they go ahead and they're like, who do we need? Jose Alvarado, who's shorter than our fucking point guard, albeit a great defender. It's just that I don't know if that necessarily solves you didn't win the war of tiny point guards there. You got a better defensive point guard, but you didn't win the war on that one.
I don't know if I could call Jose Alvarado a great point guard defender. He's good.
That's all he does. He's a good defender for his size.
That little sneaky move. I love that little sneaky move he does. But I know Joe is on top of that. Like, he's not getting away with that. Hugo is going to be attached to him or something. It's like, no, watch that, man. He's not doing his hiding with the bench play.
Yeah, I mean, he's nearly a steal per game. He's 8 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. Like, I mean, Peyton Pritchard.
Is he from New York?
Pritchard.
His personality feels like it belongs in New York. I feel like that's gonna have I feel like he is a New Yorker, so that at least is gonna work.
Is it because he plays black Air Force One, like style defense?
I also just think, for some reason, I feel like I've heard of him being from there. I don't know.
Oh, I heard he's from Queens or something like that.
Yeah.
He is from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it must have been because I think, now that I'm remembering, I think he had like one of his first big games in New York, and then he had a home crowd like kind of vibe. So I think that's why I'm thinking that.
He's going to do that thing where he like hides on the baseline and like runs up and steals the ball from the player advancing. And the MSG is going to, literally the roof will explode.
He's got fucking Ben Stiller and Spike Lee on the fucking sideline and come out to steal it. Like,
He's
There
as
will
short as
be.
him.
I'm calling it now. There will be. Jose Alvarado will do something electric in the playoffs, and he will be hyping up the crowd after they blow the whistle, and he will dap Spike Lee up for sure. Just save that mental image because it's 100% happening.
The rest of the Knicks faithful, they do a good job of stacking the. I do like their presence of all the vets and stuff. I feel like they always got like Stoudemire and Carmelo chilling.
Oakley got kicked out at one point.
Wasn't always that way.
Oh, you're right. I do remember that. They must have turned a leaf because that was a thing like 2 or 3 years ago.
I mean, they also had Latrell Sprewell jump over the desk to choke out the GM there at one point. Like the Knicks have had a pretty vaunted like front office management with the players.
Yeah.
Relationship. Not so much anymore though, which I think is probably in part due to how good Jalen Brunson has made this team. So good for him. Yeah, I mean Alvarado. The Knicks get better. I can't say they didn't. They added a player who does something they need: perimeter defense.
Yeah, we'll just see. Yeah, I'm not necessarily more scared of them, but I can see like why they did it. So we'll just have to see how it works out.
Cavs add Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis for DeAndre Hunter. This was like one of the first trades of the week. DeAndre Hunter never really found his footing there. They still have a weird need for a scoring like wing. They don't have that. DeAndre Hunter wasn't that for them after we thought he would be. And they add in the vein of the Harden trade, this might have greased the skids as they add 2 very good guard defenders and Dennis Schroeder and Keon. So they got better.
Picked up Hunter in fantasy because I know that the Kings won't be tanking regardless. So he's probably going to pop off a little on the Kings. That's my take from it. Otherwise, it's like Dennis Schroeder. He is I did see a crazy rainbow pick. He is a NBA rainbow. That's for sure. He's one of the more traded men of all time.
He's played for almost everybody, I feel like. Darius,
I mean, yeah.
Good pickup in fantasy, too, because I don't think that Chicago has anybody that's as tall as him on the roster, so he might get a lot of run.
No, Darius Archer will play like 0 games for the Bulls.
Probably not.
No, Matas is a good one. Or Pat Williams.
Pat Williams, that would be a frustrating guy to have on your fantasy team. Like one night he gives you 2 points, the next night he gives you 40.
Yeah.
I'll posit this. If Sarge plays any minutes and it takes away from any of Patrick Williams, Ellis' minutes, I'd maybe consider like finding a new team. I'd do something drastic as a Bulls fan for myself, probably.
Yeah.
I'd
just lose my air.
Over Williams at this point. Like,
no way.
Even Bulls fans are tired of Patrick Williams at this point.
Dario Saric shouldn't be in the NBA, Steve. What are you, fucking crazy? Like,
the only
Patrick
team
Williams,
he only belongs
just paid
to
him $88 million.
That doesn't mean that you have to play him because they paid him that much. There's a bad contract.
It literally means you have to play him. Like, otherwise, you're going to lose your job as a GM.
You know what Patrick Williams is averaging this year?
He's not a good player. I'm not defending Patrick Williams as the player.
Playing if he's not a good player. That's my point.
He could be
Dario Saric is also not a good player. What are you, fucking crazy?
But if you lose enough, then you can get good draft picks, right?
This is the state
They're
of the
not going to do that.
man.
They're not going to do that because they literally swapped out their good guards that kept them at 500 currently. Like, Anthony Simons is going to go score average 20 points plus the rest of the year. So the Bulls are fucking. If they play Sarge, Steve, I'd be upset for them.
Someone I'm upset for is Jaden Ivey. Because he literally, like, the issue he had is just, like, worse here, and he's on an awful team. It's like, he's like, oh, fine, I want to go somewhere I can, like, stretch my legs and, like, be, like, a main guard contributor and, like, really show what I got. And he's, like, went into guard hell, where, like, he's going to have to fight with, like, so many people for minutes for a losing team. It's like, I cannot imagine a worse situation.
Their guards situation is fucking wacky. I mean,
they're doing, like, the money laundering version of point guards is what they're doing.
Dude. Even just to add on to it, they have that Yuki Kawamura guy who's like 5'9".
Yeah.
Like, you know, who actually is funny, averages 5 rebounds a game. I was seeing that he averages more than Triple J.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah, it was showing a clip. It's like, this man averages more, and it's like showing it just pure grit, you know? Kind of like how Deli Dova used to operate.
Yeah, I mean, so we brought him up. Jaden Ivey gets traded for basically Kevin Huerter. Pistons, one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. They had a very good 3-point shooter for a guy who's not due to his own fault found his way out of what the Pistons have going on. Cole Anthony accidentally dove into his tibia, broke it last year, and that was probably the end of his Pistons career. He's played since then, obviously, but the Pistons had their identity formed without him. And he's 23. He's still he's got a lot of promise. He's got his basketball, best basketball is ahead of him for sure. I just don't know if it will be on the Bulls.
People keep on talking the McCain thing about the next team for Halliburton type thing, like how he blew up on the next team. Like that's more of an Ivy thing for me. Because we'll see. Because he just wasn't. I mean, McCain could, but
McCain's very good too. It's. I think both could probably.
Well, no. The only reason I say that is because he's on the Thunder, though. McCain could be good, but how unless SGA's out a lot, it's gonna be tough for him to find much. I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Thunder are about to hit a wall in terms of what they're gonna have to do with their cap. With that much talent on their team, there ain't enough money to go around. So there might be there's going to be a mass exodus of talent at some point. Who it is I don't know.
Yeah. It's just funny. I would put McCain and Ivy in the same camp of both players that kind of got injured at awful times and missed this boat because of VJ and the Pistons exploding. And they both kind of went to places that don't necessarily need a guard.
It's very similar situations for sure. It's like McCain is a hell of a player. Ivy is a hell of a player. They're both in their early 20s, and for reasons not due to them, they're just not in the mix.
If one of them went to the Wolves, I would have been like, holy shit, that's their if Ivy was the Wolves guy, I'd be like, oh my god, this is time to shine.
Yeah, absolutely. Thunder acquired Jared McCain. SGA has an abdominal issue. Thunder have kind of struggled with health this year. And McCain's, we just mentioned, a hell of a player. They traded him for a 26 first-round pick, a 27 second-round pick, and 2 28 second-round picks. So, I mean, that's a very low price tag for the caliber of player you're getting. And that's why we'll talk about it, but they might be the biggest winners at the deadline. Rich just get richer.
Yeah.
In OKC. It's crazy.
Price tag looks even lower when you look at how many draft picks OKC had before they made that trade, too.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, they're like, dude, how many of these you want? Just take them.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll throw in an extra one in 2028 just because it was fun doing business with you.
Listen, we're Midwestern people. We're nice, you know.
I mean, if J-Dub literally can't shoot this year, it will be useful. Because it seems like that's the case right now.
Speaking of shooting and not being able to shoot, the Lakers address an issue with 3-point shooting by adding Luke Kennard for Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent, another player who's maybe not meant for this league for much longer.
He's back in our conference, though, so...
Although, if anytime, they might just do the thing where it's like Mac McClung, they just bring him up for when he has to play against the Celtics because that motherfucker just destroys us. And he will forever be burned in my memory.
Him and Caleb Martin.
Yeah, Max Strus, who are all on their way out. I mean, Strus, he's injured, so maybe that's not fair to him, but yeah. Luke Kennard, this does nothing. The Lakers, they address an issue, they'll be better, but they ain't winning anything.
I know. After seeing this, I was like, oh, dang, I kind of wish the Pistons... I mean, I don't wish because the Pistons are our competition, but I was like, Pistons might have rathered Kennard. Kind of forgot he'd be on the table for the exact same purpose. But yeah, no, I think it's great for Luka, but it doesn't change him that much.
This leads me to feeling more like LeBron is done with the Lakers after the season. The Lakers seem to be sending him a message being like, we're getting under, because I think they're kind of financially maneuvering it where there's a point where they're going to have a fuck ton of cap space in the very near future. So LeBron just doesn't match the timeline and he's taking up too much money. So I don't know if the Lakers will ask him to not play for him. It might be another Giannis situation where it's like, who's going to budge?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, Luka.
It feels like it's been that way for a year now.
Yeah. Have you seen that they're a net negative on the court together the whole year so far? Decent sample size now. A -3 or something. And they're positives when they're one's off. Or when Luka's off, they're negative, but LeBron's on. When Luka's on without him, they're positive. It's clear. Like what you're saying, it's clear what they should do.
I mean, imagine, thank God we have Neemias Queta, because imagine if that was you're the one guy who like you really need to rely on when your best defenders like break down is your rim protector, and theirs is what the fuck's his name?
The mascot abuser. Or...
DeAndre Ayton and that guy. It's like God, that experiment failed.
Did you guys listen to the latest mixtape yet? Their talk on Jackson Hayes was killing me. Just Adam Silver pulling Jackson in a room, just being like, "Why'd the fuck you do that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man? Why did you fucking why'd you hurt a mask?" And he's like years later pulls him in. Why did you do that again? Why did you like? It's such a weird incident. And I think you should get like a big suspension on it, like more than a game.
He just assaulted a person on national television. And at least no reason.
At least when it's a player, it's like someone, you know what I mean? Like you're like in the sport together. You're kind of signing up for contact. Like, no, that's like hitting a cheerleader.
Well, this guy is not prone to allegedly doing that against the opposite gender, but
yeah, it definitely fits his. It definitely fits his character to just randomly be so mad you take it out on something so random, from what we've heard.
But also, it's like, dude, you're Jackson Hayes. Listen, he's made more money in his shorter life than I have probably will ever make. But like that suspension and fine, like that's your retirement, dude. Like you're not making LeBron James contracts. You're making Jackson Hayes contracts. So like that hurts you, dude. That $15,000 fine or whatever. Smarten the fuck up. How about that?
For real.
So good for the Lakers. They're not winning anything.
Luka might win an MVP though.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll have to see SGA, but I mean, if they're gonna like take it easy with him, who knows?
On the NBC broadcast, Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter were giving Jaylen Brown his flowers, saying that he should probably be the front runner for MVP this year because of what they're going through.
Absolutely. I mean, Jalen's like, he's within sort of striking distance of being for real in the MVP, especially with that, just how the season's playing out in terms of availability with the top flight guys.
I think he'll end up top 3 in voting.
He's within striking distance.
I think his numbers could jump like dramatically if Vucevic fits well. Like having a stretch big to open up the floor for him in his driving lanes. Like I think that his numbers could skyrocket.
Who was the last MVP for the Celtics? Was it Larry Bird? Last MVP?
Had to have been.
Pierce never won any. KG never won any.
Not with us.
We don't have many in the history, honestly.
We did though. They just didn't want to give it to Bill Russell for whatever fucking reason, or they probably didn't have it.
Fucking here.
I think Dave Cowan's got one.
It's crazy.
I'm actually serious. I think I've heard of that as like one of the weaker MVPs ever or something. And it's the only reason I know is everyone poo-poos on it because there was like crazy other stats going on the same year.
You want to talk about like MVP? I think Derek White, seriously, for what he does, like should be considered for MVP. He'll never be because obviously not. He's not like a statistical guy like that, but. I don't know, man. You need that guy when it comes to the playoffs. A player like him. Those guys should get like consideration for what they do on a nightly basis.
He's Mr. Celtic at least, and that's probably good enough. He's definitely Mr. Celtic. We love him over here.
For the Celtics, you got Bob Cousy, Bill Russell 5 times.
Did Bob Cousy play with Bill Russell that year? Because if that's the case, they got that one wrong.
Probably. He's 57, so.
Jesus Christ.
But I mean, in 1957, he averaged 20.6, 4.8, and 7.5 assists a game.
Jesus. That's good numbers.
That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap it up here. The deadline. Deadline winners. Who's your biggest winner at the NBA trade deadline?
Celtics.
That's your answer?
Yes, I will not elaborate. It's Celtics.
Okay. Why not? Okay, fine. Jacob.
I would say the Wolves. It's got to be the Wolves to me, at least.
Go ahead.
Just because they had the one. It's almost like the Rock. If the Rockets did the same move, they'd be in the same camp. It's like they really like on the cusp of contending and really needed a guard, and they got a guard who a lot of people wanted, and it seems pretty dependable.
So I wrote out 5 teams, including some honorable mentions, but my number 1 team is the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, obviously, with the Clippers going full tank mode now, they get that pick. They're going to get the pick. They just added Jared McCain for literal pennies to at least tide them over while their stars are healing up this year, let alone what he can be in the future.
Yeah. No, you're right. They indirect. I was thinking of their actual moves, but the Clippers thing does send them over the edge for sure. They indirectly
Yeah,
won.
they're the biggest winner. Like indirectly is the most major thing, but Jared McCain is
No.
that's a hell of an addition for them. I have the Pacers too because obviously you're getting a top 5 pick this year, and you're adding Zubac, elite center. Then I have the Wizards number 3 for reasons we mentioned. I mean, that's just a much better team, and will be next year. Celtics 4. I do have the Celtics as well, Steve. You add an elite stretch big, and JT doesn't. If he doesn't want to come back, fine. If he does, that variability in lineups is huge. And then I have the Wolves 5 because they address the point guard. Bucks, winners or losers?
For not losing Giannis.
I mean, seriously, you get to keep Giannis. You're keeping a top 10 guy.
I mean, I've heard people describe this as having a baby with your wife to save the marriage. Like, it's just not gonna fucking work. Like, just cut the ties. Like, you're just hurting yourself at this point. And you're hurting the rest of us too.
I mean, it's kind of hard to say that you keep a top 10 player, a top 3 player in the league currently, and say that was an L, especially when everybody couldn't stop talking about how he was leaving.
Yeah, but
And
he's not gonna
this
play.
honestly,
He's not gonna play though, so you kept him for like no reason.
counterpoint is that you keep him for the offseason when teams are more, there'll be a lot more interest. The field for suitors will be wider, and you could drive that price way up. They won by attrition here, basically. Hornets obviously improved the guard depth. They're already a great story. Cavs, I think they're an immediate improvement. We'll see. Pistons, obviously, as well.
Utah
Biggest
too.
losers in Utah, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Utah's
Like a lesser version
honorable
of the Wizards. Like they're better. Well, but yeah, definitely. Like they're going to go from like the worst record to maybe being a fringe playoff team, which is a crazy win.
Yeah, absolutely. Biggest losers.
Us.
This is
Because Giannis didn't get fucking traded.
maybe, honestly, that's a good case. But this one's obvious, guys.
The Bulls.
Biggest loser. No.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it depends. The Bulls have no team.
That's my number 2 biggest loser
Okay.
at the deadline. My number 1, the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
I mean, they announced 2 months ago. They were like, we're trading every one of our assets. Like, we're getting rid of our team of DeRozan, Sabonis, and Levine. And then all these months later, they're gonna end the year with a team of Sabonis, Levine, and DeRozan. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? There's nothing going on here. There's no juice.
The Rosen might get bought out, but like even that's like you could have traded him for something.
The Heat are always
They didn't
more
even get-
serious, but the Heat kind of felt like that too. The Heat, I felt like they were dangling so much and sort of have the same team now.
Yeah, I mean, the Heat's the only team that in the Eastern Conference that didn't make a move.
Yeah.
So
And they
DeMar
they're
DeRozan,
not a good
DeMar-
team.
yeah, that's the Heat could be one of the bigger losers at the deadline here.
Magic.
Kings, obviously.
We have-
Magic,
they didn't do anything either. And they've been floundering all year. They didn't do anything.
I have them as a borderline case. There's not much they can really do. What they're going to have to do is something pretty drastic. We'll talk about it, though. But the Bulls, second, trade away their very good young guards and a elite stretch big for a group of very good young guards and 2 second-round picks. I mean, what the fuck is that? Warriors, it's the end of an era. Porzingis was just like a, what the fuck? Slap a Band-Aid on it. Clippers, full tank mode. Kawhi suspension, possibly. Like, it's probably going to be pretty serious, and we're going to hear about it next week.
One thing for that, though, the only thing that's confusing me with that, though, is that you just got it named as an all-star reserve. Like, if the league knew that they're about to do this, would they do that? It's just, that's weird. Because that happened, like, last week.
They might do it.
I didn't consider that.
They might just do it after. Yeah.
That was weird, because I was in the same thinking, and then I was like, wait, Adam Silver picked him to be an all-star reserve.
But, like, why do this tank move if you think that you're going to have Kawhi, who's currently playing, like, some of the best ball he's ever played, and your team has the best record the past month, and it's like, why all of a sudden now just fucking jam on the parking brake and go through the windshield? It's like,
I don't know.
there has to be some sort of, like, penalty, something that they're getting wind of that's big.
Yeah, maybe just the org.
Future of their team.
Maybe it's like the org losing their own draft capital, so they're, like, trading for others. I don't know.
I mean, like, You said that like the Harden thing, like they weren't going to give him another contract, and like he was carrying this team, and he felt like he deserved more, and they weren't going to extend him. But like at the same time, like he's probably looking at this like, all right, well, Kawhi's not going to be here. Like they know Kawhi's not going to be here. That's why everything's on a fire. So why the fuck do I want to be here? Maybe that's why he asked out.
That's the only thing that's like logically makes sense. No, Harden asked out because there's money, but I have a feeling that
But
the
they've been playing, like you said,
organization-
they've been playing so good though. Like even the money, like he can get has an extension that or a player option next year he could have signed, and then gone to free agency and got a big bag that way. But like if they're playing this well for him to ask out now, is like he definitely knows something's coming.
Yeah, right. And I think that organization probably obviously they're the ones who are at fault. So like they're obviously know something big's gonna hit them soon, probably. Like the iceberg is out there, it's coming, and that's the only logical thing that makes sense. Otherwise, this is like the Clippers being the classic Clippers, where it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, maybe they're back to being like the Kings and the Bulls. Who knows?
Yeah. Number 5, Grizzlies trade Triple J for the full tank, but keep Ja.
No one wants him. That's not their fault, I don't think.
That's can't be true. There's teams that want Ja Morant.
If they wanted him, they could have had him, obviously, and they didn't take him. So
Must have just been for bad offers. I don't know.
Biggest problem with the team's still there, Ja. So
Yeah,
that's their issue.
and the owners sent him.
Maybe allegedly. He's problematic for other reasons. Well, actually, maybe not that different of reasons. Nets. I mean, you keep MPJ when his value is arguably the highest it's ever been,
Yeah,
and clearly doesn't match your timeline of 9 guards who are in 18 and 19 apiece. Missed your opportunity to trade away Cam Thomas at his peak, killed his value in the offseason, and then cut him and got 2 second-round picks out of all of that.
yeah.
Not a real plan.
Rockets
not a
gotta
real
be
sense.
losers. Rockets losers too, right? They didn't do anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. It's hard to argue the 4th seed in the West as losers, but
Yeah,
they didn't do shit. But I think the problem with the Rockets is that I think it might be the coaching. I literally think the coaching might not fit the team anymore.
yeah. I mean, he's definitely not managing Reed well, like we were talking about. Like, just the Reed's minutes are weird at the moment. And they need him so bad at end of games.
When they fall to pieces at the end of games, they fall ugly.
Yeah.
It's like an ugly ball, and there's no saving it. The one thing that would save it, I would say, is probably putting in a point guard who could play make for you. But Ime seems to think otherwise, which is weird because I've always thought of Ime as a very good coach. But
He's just a Tatum offensive grifter, I guess. Maybe we just saw it through because we had Tatum distributing and that made it work better.
we had Tatum. The Rockets had Dylan Brooks last year, so adds up. The secret sauce right there.
Yeah.
Magic, for what you said. The Mavs, I mean, they literally are only saved by flag. Lakers, Pelicans.
Yeah, Pelicans.
The usual suspects.
I mean, you're hearing stories out of New Orleans that they think that they have a contender around like what they have there, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about,
Dude? Honestly, they're wrong for sure. They're wrong, but their roster's fucking pretty good. Like seriously.
That is, to be fair, we all do love the Pelicans on paper every year.
I mean, the thing is, I probably think the Zion keeping him. What else do we have to see with him here? It's not working.
Yeah, I think he could work for another team, honestly. But we'll just never get there, I guess.
Yeah, no. Anything else on the trade deadline we missed?
No. Now we're just waiting for the buyouts.
The buyouts are the next big thing, and we're going to have to see how a lot of these new fits gel. And we'll see it coming up. We got the Celtics look ahead. They are playing. Jesus, I wrote so much. They're playing the Heat tomorrow. Well, I guess we won't see anything against the Heat. They have the same team. They're the only team in the East that has the same team. The Knicks with Jose Alvarado on Super Bowl Sunday, and the Bulls. Anthony Simons makes his return versus the Seas. So,
and Vucevic makes his return versus the Bulls.
Versus the planned teams.
There's going to be a grace period here. A lot of teams are trying something new midstream, so we'll see. Pats, Super Bowl. I don't have much to say. Let's just get this fucking game over with. It's like we talked about it for 2 weeks now. It's time.
The Pro Bowl weekend really just draws out too long. We just got to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Honestly,
absolutely.
I forgot the Pro Bowl even happened. I had no idea. I did. I was thinking about that when we were
I
talking
thought they might
earlier.
have got rid of it. I thought they might have got rid of the Pro Bowl game.
Did they get rid of it? Like,
I don't
that's how
even
Well, it
bad.
was a flag football game the last time I saw it, right? Like they might
preparing
made
for
it
the
flag.
Olympics.
I don't know. It's the Pro Bowl doesn't. This week was media week, where that's where you get like the sound clips of Rabel talking about chopping his 12-foot penis off, 12-inch penis. So I guess it's good for that. But there's I've had enough of people taking the Seahawks over the Pats. I get it. Let's just play the game. We'll see. Go Pats. Drake May, light that motherfucker up, boy.
Let's go.
The Banner Report movie segment this month, February, 28 days in the month. We went with 28 Days Later month as the theme. We're going to run through the quadrilogy, film by film, week by week. So with this week, we started with the OG, 28 Days Later from 2002, starring Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, directed by Danny Boyle, and written by Alex Garland, names that we brought up here before. Guys, what did we think about 28 Days Later?
Was this your first time watching it, Steve?
First time in a long time. I haven't watched it since I was like, maybe like 16. Like, when I was 16, it didn't really like do anything for me. I was like, oh, it's a fucking zombie movie. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be crazy action. It's not really. It's a more of a psychological kind of like drag it out kind of movie. And like watching it now, knowing that I really enjoyed it. I like the way that they use the lack of sound at the very beginning of the movie to just like really show you like, hey, this is a bustling city, but there's just nothing going on. They didn't even play a music in the background, nothing. It was just dead. And I also really enjoyed how gritty they fucking filmed it too. Like it wasn't pretty. Like none of it was like no high def anything. It was nasty. Like they really liked that one angle where it's like they're looking down at you from above, but it's like tilted. Like that was used a lot in this movie.
So famously, they opted out of a traditional film cameras for this film. This grainy film texture is a choice that Danny
Nice.
Boyle made. They filmed it on XL1, like hand cameras, like consumer grade cameras, not official production gear. And that's why it's so grainy. So it was a choice, and it does sort of hit that nostalgia feeling where it's like, oh shit, I remember videos from this time. You couldn't see shit really in the high definition. And it does add to like some of the general creepiness. And the scene that sticks out to me about this, well, one, walking through London, that scene where it's they went out real early in the morning in London and tried to get the streets with like as little traffic as possible. Although there's a scene, one of the scenes you can see like a car just sort of in the distance moving across the lakefront, by the way. So they missed that one. But that scene's like awesome, haunting. It's crazy that they got London to be that quiet at that time. But the scene when he goes to the church, the first time you're really introduced to the zombies, and it's just the massive dead bodies, and it's grainy and it's gross. You just see blood and like gray colors everywhere. And then he says hello, and the zombie sticks his head up, and it's like grainy red blood. His eyes are black almost. And he's just staring at him with his mouth open. It's fucking. It does have a sort of nostalgic charm to it. Obviously, they break from that in the later films. They shoot with traditional. And therefore, you see like the dirt on the zombies. You see their decay, their blood, all that stuff more. I remember this film scaring the shit out of me as a kid because the zombies were so fast and human. They were human. They weren't like the shambling corpses that you see in traditional zombies from the past. This is like these motherfuckers they come at you viciously and relentlessly. So that I remember being scared about it. So I watched it early on, and then I stopped. I didn't watch it for a long time, and I've got back into the series, and I really do feel like this series of films does zombies the best way it's ever been done in terms of being scared and horrified and the feeling of dread and like the zombie plague is going to get you eventually. Like there's no escaping this.
Yeah.
Jacob, I'm sorry. What did you think?
No, I mean, I agree. I liked it more than I ever have, I think, on this rewatch. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I agree with that too. Like the scene with the dad, I forget his exact name, but like the blood, just like how easy it is to get infected too in this is also very scary. It's like any saliva, any blood, and it's just, yeah, it's not like The Walking Dead where you can kind of just dance around the zombies and hope they don't
kill
bite.
them like 20 at a time.
Yeah, I know. That really is what struck me in the beginning, is when they blow up the whole damn gas station just to kill a few zombies. I was like, yeah, we're fighting a different beast. Because yeah, in The Walking Dead, they're just like knife, like you just kill like 20 in a row. But no, these guys are. It's like they're so fast and like have so much agility that they almost overwhelm you with fear that you like can't just like stab them in the head. Like they're just freaking a rage ball. So you just gotta do crazy shit like blow up a whole building to kill a few of them.
Yeah, and that happens later on in the films too. It's not easy to kill these things because they're so relentless and they're so quick and twitchy and gross.
Or like when they're like defending the mansion at the end, and the army guys are like fucking gunning them down with like the turrets on the back of the fucking
and
thing.
they have the mines and shit.
Still like struggling to kill the fucking zombies. It's like, yeah, these aren't your normal fucking zombies that we see in every other movie. Like they definitely did a lot. They made them more of a threat, which is one thing I always had a problem with zombie movies. Was like I never felt like they were that much of a threat. As long as you don't end up cornered or you don't end up like stuck on top of a building, you're probably gonna be fine. Like
Yeah.
But with these though, it's like if you make a noise at the wrong time, like one of them's gonna jump around a corner and you're fucking done.
Jump through your glass window pane door and shit and get at you. Yeah. I really wish Dawn of the Dead wasn't such a cheesy film, which came out around this time, because that I feel like could have been great. Because this one it almost feels very British to me, and it is British, obviously, inherently, although Cillian Murphy is Irish. Anyhow, it feels there's a almost too much of an artistic overtone for this film that veers out of like the traditional zombie like blood gore nightmare that I think Dawn of the Dead captures in its production, although they fumble it with the writing and the weird choices in the film and not very well acted. Ving Rhames is the most memorable part of the film. Anyhow, but my one complaint really about the whole series is the virus. So what is it? It's just they have an inhibitor shot into their brain that makes chimpanzees that watch CCTV footage of violence angry, and if it gets into your bloodstream, it makes you a rage-filled monster. Like that would Alex Garland typically writes very well. I mean, he does write very well. This was weird to me.
Yeah, it is a bit interesting how it's like rage and it's very different in that way, which maybe they could have explained better, because it's kind of just chalked up to the usual, like I feel like zombie, like but then you just have to accept that it's rage instead of a virus. It's like rabies. It's like rabies, kind of.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking. It was almost kind of like that. It started in the monkeys, and then like they were trying to find a cure for it or whatever in the lab.
No, he says they have an inhibitor in them. The guy at the beginning says, "No, don't let them out. They have an inhibitor that fills them with rage or something." Honestly, it's stupider than I'm making it sound.
Yeah, it was a tough start to the movie for sure. Also, like they used a real monkey. Like they strapped it to that table at the beginning too, which is like not great. I'm not a big fan of that.
That's 2000s for you.
Also, like why the fuck was Cillian Murphy naked in the beginning?
I think it's supposed to be that he got hit as a bike courier that in an accident that really fucked him up.
I get all that, but like, how often have you ever seen somebody that's buck ass naked like going into soldier? Like, no, they put a gown on you. Like, they'll just leave you there fucking ass naked. Like,
that's so funny, Steve. We do inherently think alike. My first complaint was about the stupidness of the virus. My second note on the film that I wrote was Cillian Murphy penis jump scare. Like, what the fuck, dude? The next scene after the monkeys is a fucking dick and balls.
It didn't make any sense. And then another continuity area that was kind of popped up that page pointed out too was when they go to the grocery store, and like the grocery store's like inside the building or whatever, obviously, and all the lights are on in the grocery store. It's like, well, they just told you like 10 minutes ago that there's no power in the city and all the generators are out and everything like that, but then this grocery store has fucking power. So that was...
Well, maybe it has its own generator.
I thought they said all the generators...
Not that deep of a plot hole.
They said all the generators were out, so I thought that was just kind of interesting. Also, I thought it was very funny that fucking Cillian Murphy's character is going to try and get like the cheap booze, and the guy's like, dude, the fucking world's ending. Why the fuck are you taking the bottom shelf shit?
He reaches for like... Yeah, he reaches for the pink lemonade rube, and fucking the guy just looks at him like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
It's like a bottle of scotch off the top.
Jesus, yeah, he got Lagavulin 35, I think was the bottle. Yeah, so it's just back to the rage virus stuff. I don't want to spoil it because the film just came out let's just say that there's a deeper analysis going into what causes the virus and what its effects have on the affected, and just having it be off the premise of a rage inhibitor in chimpanzees doesn't make a ton of sense. So we'll see how that pans out. They obviously have another movie coming, so maybe we'll get to the bottom of it, but not a great start. That's about it with the church scene is genuinely horrifying, like I said, where he says hello and his first interaction with the zombies. Real sad when Jim finds his parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something too. Do you think they did it because they're scared to be infected, or you think they did it because of guilt from leaving him in the hospital?
I
'Cause
think
their
that's up
note
for interpretation.
because their note says, we left you in a forever sleep, so now we're gonna join you in the forever sleep. So I feel like it was a guilt from abandoning him at the hospital when the infection came.
It has to be post because they said don't wake up. That was the last thing they wrote on the note.
Yeah, they're like, they're probably just thinking their son was dead because of the virus too. Probably too. They're probably like, he's in the hospital, he's fucked. If he's not going to be alive.
He's better off dead than whatever this is.
Yeah.
And so they thought so as well.
It's probably a combination of feeling like, not why are we going to fight if our son's not even here too.
And then just an interesting choice right there from Boyle to be like a real heartbreaking scene with like a nice, there is music to that. It's like kind of like a weird hymnal, like sad tune. And then all of a sudden just the glass breaks and it's the guy, the neighbor attacks Cillian Murphy. The guy has to get in. And then it jumps right to Naomi Harris, who sees that her friend, the guy she was in the epidemic with, he's bitten and she just fucking hacks him to bits like right in front of Cillian Murphy. It's pretty hardcore. It's an interesting choice. This movie has a lot of interesting pacing to it. Right out the rip, you get violence, then you go into like a real sort of like somber, lonesome. Cillian Murphy wakes up in the hospital, walks through London, goes to the church, break in action, and then you get a respite after they meet the father-daughter. The weirdest aberration in tone is, though, after they meet the father-daughter, the 20 minutes of movie time they take in that cab ride, it's very long, but it's nice. It fleshes out, like, a lot more of the relationship. You see the budding of Naomi and Cillian's relationship and all that. You really grow, like, a weird affection for Brendan Gleeson's character. He's just, like, a sweet, nice dude. And then it's just ripped from you immediately. And then the film turns into more of a haunted house film with the soldiers.
One thing I was pretty interested about his death was that he was raging right before he got caught with the rage virus. Like he was kicking shit. He was the maddest he's like ever been in the movie. And then in the climax of his rage, he gets infected with the rage virus.
I feel like that probably is what the movie, like, there's definitely some sort of weird thematic, like rage is the real virus of mankind or whatever.
Final Act 2 showed that.
Yeah, it's trying to be written somehow. I don't know if it necessarily delivers on that promise. I would say if there's a theme, it says like, human rage and evilness is like what's really the plague. Whereas the later films have a much more developed message.
The thing that I wrote down that kind of supports that was like the commander later on in the film. He's like, there's no differences between now and before. And then you see, he's like, what's the difference? And then immediately following, the guys are shooting with glee, shooting the zombies, and I'm like, are you telling us that that's how you guys all felt before the war too? Because that's kind of how they positioned it right before. They're like, are you guys killing with such glee? They're like, situation hasn't changed. And then they're just going out and like just shooting people up and like laughing and cheering. So I was like, oh, maybe it's kind of a military
honestly,
combo.
They're so evil, whatever, rage-filled, fucked up, whatever you want to call it, that they are the bringers of their own demise. Like, it's sort of ham-fisted, I guess, the term would be like rage, evilness, like you're choosing to do something to make it worse. You're making it worse by, the thing is that he's trying to get the soldiers they're going to rape the young girl, Naomi Harris's character, because that's what he promised them girls. It's like, well, things don't have to be this way. You could still be alive if you were just like, if we just kept what actually kept us together or whatever, if times were like they were before. So yeah, it's very indicative of a young filmmaker, definitely a young screenwriter in terms of Garland. But this movie was based off of Resident Evil zombies, these zombies, which they walk.
Yeah.
In the game. I think he said specifically it's the zombie dogs from Resident Evil. They ran at you, and that was terrifying to him. And that's what based that's what basically kicked off a multi-million-dollar franchise. So good on him.
One thing too that I thought was very thematic was like the whole like Jim, also the whole rage thing, like the final act, like he completely had to become almost a zombie in a way to kind of win. Like he kind of, and then like, did you notice like it almost seems like at one point he like looked at one of the zombies in the eye and they almost like didn't attack him,
There
or
was like an understanding.
yeah, like almost like he was like, are you a zombie or not? You look like an absolute ravaged madman. So he's like almost like he had to become one of them to win in the end.
I wonder if it's almost like a thing where it's like what makes you, what the big evil is the zombies, right? They're full of rage. This is like they're interconnected. But I wonder if he's trying to write the Jim character in the sense where he's definitely a human. He's definitely the protagonist of the film. He's killing people. He's being bad. But maybe he's doing it for the right reason, whereas the soldiers are obviously killing and doing things for the wrong reason. And the fact that they're zombies or humans they're doing it to is nullified.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like sort of a weird, but see, that's like, I shouldn't have to keep guessing for that, but
It's
whatever.
kind of like the Rick Grimes thing too. You have scenes in The Walking Dead where you're like, oh my God, Rick Grimes just bit open a bad guy's throat. Like, and you're like, holy shit. Like, is he a zombie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he kind of, there was like some scenes in The Walking Dead where you're like, Rick literally just acted like a zombie in that scene. He's like, when he goes savage mode, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, it was like at the very end when he crushes the guy's head and like squeezes his thumbs into his eyes. Like, that's like pretty zombie-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, Naomi Harris was going to kill him. She literally was about to strike him. She's like, I couldn't tell, like, if you were bitten or infected.
I did appreciate the ending too. We needed like nice vibes.
Also, why did you let the girl with the who was high on fucking Valium drive you away too? Like, after Cillian Murphy got shot and they were driving away, it's like, hey, she's stoned off her ass and she already is a bad driver.
She not only had to do that, she had to be like a fucking surgeon assistant too, because it cuts to like a mid flash scene where she brings Naomi's like, bring me the meds, and she's working on his gut. So she's high on Valium. She's your taxi cab driver, ambulance driver, and surgeon assistant. So times are pretty tough out here.
Maybe I missed it. Like, did they ever explain why like the mansion was full of like DVDs and like DVD players and like TVs and shit? Like,
because it's 2002.
But there's like boxes on boxes on boxes of them. It's not like they're set up for anything. Like, if you look in the background, the whole place is just full of like it looks like stolen electronic goods. Like, were they just hoarding shit?
No, I think he mentioned something about the lady of the house doing something. I don't remember what he said, but he mentions the previous owner. I think that's all we get about their backstory. I mean,
The lady of the house had a large selection of dresses. I think that was the only thing we ever heard about that.
Maybe that was it.
For the ladies because they wanted them to dress up for them.
Honestly, this was probably such a, like, it was only made, the movie was made for $8 million. Like, they didn't have a huge budget. So maybe it was the fact that they like rented out a space and that's like the production equipment. But anyhow, speaking of ending movies, it did end on a nice note, much like this podcast will, but it ended on a nice note that completely gets ripped to shreds in the next film. So 28 weeks later, that is your next film. Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris do not make a return. It is starring Idris Elba, Natalie Portman, and Jeremy Renner. Covers what happens 28 months after the events of 28 days later. So
28 weeks after.
28 weeks, 28 months is shitty Amazon make their. It's an Amazon. It's a movie, by the way. I didn't just mess it up. It's not related. It is related, but it's not in the quadrilogy. 28
that looks like a fucking. I was just looking at the cover of it. I was like, that does not look anything like all the rest of these. Like, that's not connected.
It's clearly somebody trying to make a profit off a name.
Yeah, and they probably did.
Yeah. Honestly, as I just spoke, whoever listens to that's gonna hear me say that name. That's free publicity. Cut me the check, motherfucker. 28 weeks later, 2007. So that's the next film, guys. We did it. 2 hours, trade deadline review. It's been a hell of a week. I'm exhausted. Straight up.
Me too.
I almost was like, I was so enshrouded in NBA coverage, I literally couldn't think of much else, and I was very scatterbrained. So
especially yesterday.
That's what it is.
Yesterday was tough. Yesterday, so much was happening every like 30 minutes.
Imagine like 2 months of watching these teams play for me to remember who the fuck's on whose team anymore.
Exactly, and I'm gonna forget when he got traded too. I'm gonna be like, he was always on the team. Bruce was always there. Just imagine how tough it is to be like Shams though right now. Like, this motherfucker's probably on 48 hours and no sleep. Like, to be completely honest, this guy
his mentions are hell too.
Yeah.
Think about the other, like, 360 days of the year when he doesn't have to deal with this, and
I was like, he must be ready to take the fattest nap right now.
it's like the fattest vacation, dude.
This is like how, like, with the holidays for Amazon workers, like, this is his version of, like, the rush of the year.
Yeah, he did it. He got through it. Good job. An excellent trade deadline. We'll see what it looks like going into March and April here. But for now, go C's. Well done, Brad.
Pats.
Go Pats.
Win that thing.
Let's do this thing.
Fuck.
Yep, let's do this thing. Come on, Drake. You got this, pal. Just one more game.
Surprise the world like we did with the first run with Brady. We were not picked in that game, that's for damn sure.
Absolutely not. He's got this in the bag. I
It was
believe
the
in him.
only game Brady ever won by double digits, too, out of all the Super Bowls.
The one we were, like, least picked in by far, by a million.
Well, go Pats. Bye.
Championship,
Bye.
baby. Love you guys.